Hey everyone, welcome back to Try Not to Sleep. I'm your host, Ethan Brooks, and as always we're here with another calm, slightly boring story from history to help you unwind. Tonight, we will be talking about the entire story of the Titans in the Greek mythology. Before we start, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? I love seeing how far our sleepy little history crew reaches. All right, get comfortable, and let's see how far you make it before you fall asleep. In the beginning, when time was still a mystery, the vast emptiness known as chaos filled the world. Silence whispered across the void, soft and endless. Out of this profound quiet, Gaia emerged. The earth personified, a being of gentle strength and nurturing presence. Her form took shape as a wide and generous landscape, a foundation upon which life could slowly unfold. In harmony, Gaia began to exist, her surface lush and fertile, a sanctuary of growth and promise. Hills and valleys stretched in long, sweeping curves, and soft grasses swayed in a gentle dance beneath an unseen breeze. Rivers traced their paths with a serene determination, their waters murmuring as they wound through the land. Trees rose gracefully, reaching skyward with leafy arms, offering shade and shelter in equal measure. Gaia was patient, her presence steady and enduring, a testament to quiet power and unyielding support. Beneath the surface of this new world, Gaia held secrets, deep and ancient. Caverns spread under the earth, their quiet chambers untouched by the chaos above. Minerals glittered softly in the darkness, reflecting the hidden beauty of the world below. Gaia's wealth lay in her depths, patiently waiting, never rushed, harmonizing with the life that would one day emerge on her surface. In this same time, as Gaia unfolded in her gentle majesty, the sky took form above, vast and encompassing. Uranus emerged, the personification of the sky, stretching out in a broad, sheltering canopy above the earth. His presence was commanding, yet tranquil, a constant watch over Gaia. The sky spread outward, an infinite expanse adorned with countless stars. Each star twinkled softly, adding to a nightscape of quiet wonder and reflective peace. Clouds drifted in a slow and gentle procession, casting shadows that moved tenderly over the land. The sunlight softened their shapes, kissed by dawn and dusk with hues of gold and rose. At night, the moon glided through the dark, its silvery light guiding the stars in their eternal dance. Uranus enveloped Gaia with a protective embrace, providing solace through both daylight and the cover of night. Together, Gaia and Uranus formed a perfect balance, complementing one another in a harmonious existence. While Gaia was the solid, nurturing foundation, Uranus provided the open, watchful expanse above. Their union created a world of calm continuity, setting the stage for what would follow, a serene backdrop upon which life could evolve. Time flowed gently in those early days, unhurried and seamless. Each dawn brought new promise, and each dusk whispered of rest and renewal. Gaia's surface began to change, life slowly stirring in delicate gestures. Seeds settled softly into the earth, and tiny shoots emerged, reaching towards the light with hopeful embraces. The air carried a mild fragrance, a promise of the growth yet to come. The elements of earth and sky continued their gentle symphony. The rain fell quietly, nourishing the soil, replenishing rivers and lakes with each nurturing drop. Dot. The wind carried whispers across the land, a tender caress that soothed and lulled all it touched. Under this calming rhythm, the world embraced its infinite potential. Within the embrace of Gaia and Uranus, the land and sky caressed one another, creating an endless cycle of birth and retreat, always in tranquil harmony. Mountains rose with subtle splendor, their peaks wrapped in clouds, watching over the valleys below. Oceans expanded, their waves whispering a lullaby along the shores, drawing lines that vanished and reappeared in ceaseless motion. The stars continued to shimmer in their faraway dance, steadfast and constant. They traced patterns in the night sky, telling timeless stories that wove through the expanse of time. These celestial lights offered their gentle guidance, a navigational tapestry across the heavens. Quiet and reliable, life in its earliest forms began to stir across Gaia's landscape, leaves unfurling and creatures emerging with cautious steps. Small animals crept through the underbrush, their movements soft, leaving barely a trace. Birds took to the air, their wings whispering songs that echoed across the stillness of the sky. In ponds and streams, fish glided silently, trailing gentle ripples in their wake. In the grand scheme, all remained calm and unpressured. Life unfolded at its own pace, the rhythm of existence unbroken and smooth. The unity of Gaia and Uranus, earth and sky, provided a canvas for this nascent world, embracing each form and feature with loving patience. As Gaia and Uranus watched over their realm, the cycles continued unaltered, time weaving stories in unhurried whispers. Daylight kissed the earth in soft raiment, and night wrapped it again in gentle shadows. The earth sighed contentedly beneath its stars, turning slowly in its path, as eternal as the vast expanses of sky above. Ever present, Gaia and Uranus held the potential for all life within their grasp, nurturing and observing, patient and undemanding. In their tranquil domain, tranquility reigned supreme, a world untouched by haste or turmoil. This was a time of pure existence, a prelude to the stories yet to unfold in a symphony of celestial and terrestrial harmony. Thus, Gaia and Uranus settled into their watchful guardianship, ushering in an era of serenity and balance. The world beneath and the sky above thrummed with the echoes of their abiding presence, their utterances subtle and enduring, the foundational myth from which all others would gently spring. In the soft cradle of time, before the world found form, there lay a vastness known as chaos. It stretched endless, a silent abyss untouched by light or darkness, until among the whispers of eternity, Gaia emerged, the earth given breath and shape. She was the nurturing force, a gentle presence wrapped in the warmth of creation. Her form was vast and ever-reaching, a living expanse that would cradle many yet to come. Beside Gaia came Uranus, the sky, vast and unyielding. He stretched above her, a canvas of stars and endless blue, contrasting Gaia's rich, fertile soil. Together, they formed the boundless sky and land, two beings intertwined in the quiet dance of existence. From their union sprang forth the first beings of power, the Titans, whose forms were as majestic and grand as the elements from which they were born. The Titans were 12 in number, each embodying an aspect of their divine progenitor. First among them stood Oceanus, the vast waves and unending seas personified. His realm flowed without boundary, mirroring the eternal embrace of Uranus over Gaia. Then came Tethys, the consort of Oceanus, an embodiment of the nourishing waters that fed the land, bringing life and growth. Next emerged Hyperion, the lord of celestial light, and Theia, his radiant counterpart, together giving rise to brightness that would later guide both gods and mortals alike. Coeus, the inquisitive intellect, followed, alongside Phoebe, the oracle of shining wisdom. From their connection, the understanding of prophecy and knowledge would spread across the cosmos. The sturdy Creus emerged next, a powerful shaper of constellations, alongside Eurybia, whose strength lay in the mastery of the ocean's mysterious depths. Their union was one of balance, a harmony of strength and the unknown. Yet more were to come in this unfolding story of the ancients. Themis appeared, the timeless embodiment of divine order and law, her presence a guiding force for fairness and morality in the world. Iapetus followed, whose domain was over the mortal lifespan, a reminder of the delicate balance between beginnings and ends. Together, they formed an understanding between realms earthly and beyond. Kronos, the youngest, stood apart, shadows cast upon his brow by the weight of destiny, yet unwritten. His eyes held secrets untold, a swirling storm of time's relentless passage. With him came Rhea, the nurturing aspect of the earth, whose gentle spirit mirrored the embracing essence of Gaia herself. In this tranquil forming, the Titans expressed the profound elements born from Gaia and Uranus, a lineage of strength, wisdom, and enduring presence. They were the bearers of great potential, destined to shape the future worlds and the unfolding tapestry of mythology. Yet, within the serene gathering of the Titans, a stir of discord began to take root. Uranus, seeing the immense power possessive of his progeny, grew wary and distant. His presence, that once tenderly wrapped Gaia, now harbored a cautious watchfulness. In time, the seeds of discontent began to find soil among the children of earth and sky. Gaia, ever perceptive and nurturing, sensed this rising tension. With her boundless wisdom and love, she sought to protect her children from the impending shadow cast by their father's fear. As the days unfolded into years, she whispered to the earth, her voice a soothing balm, preparing the world for the changes that destiny would demand. This gentle nurturing brought forth new growth and life upon the lands, sculpting mountains and valleys, forests and rivers, each an echo of Gaia's compassion. Her voice kindled hope within her children, a reminder of the harmony that lies in balance and unity. Among the Titans, Kronos stood restless, feeling the weight of unwritten fate upon his shoulders. His thoughts turned over like stones in a gentle stream, considering the paths before him. Deep within him stirred a resolve, one that would shape the very foundation of the gods and the mortal world alike. As the sky stretched endlessly above, Uranus remained vigilant and uneasy, feeling the subtle shifts within his family. His watchful eyes filled the night with stars that seemed to flicker with the unspoken tension that lay beneath. Yet he could not turn away, for his duty was as vast and consuming as his own form. Amidst this quiet existence, the Titans grew, each exploring their domains, delighting in the dance of creation and the natural order of things. Their bonds with each other strengthened, a family of equals, each unique in their gifts and purposes. From the gentle lapping of Oceanus's waves to the radiant embrace of Hyperion's light, their influence reached throughout all existence, nurturing life wherever it took root. In their interactions, they found joy, wisdom, and mutual respect, a legacy of their parentage and the lessons taught by the ever-patient Gaia. Her whispering voice continued to guide them, instilling a sense of calm and purpose, even as the shadows of change loomed ever closer upon the horizon. And thus, time unfolded with the gentle rhythm of turning seasons. The sun kissed the sky in warm hues, ushering in days and nights filled with the activities of these ancient beings. In quiet moments, they would gather to share stories, dreams, and ambitions, their voices weaving a tapestry that enriched the world. Yet, lurking beneath the tranquil veneer, the seeds of transformation continued to grow. Gaia nurtured not only the world, but also laid plans for a new order to emerge, an order that would reflect the balance between chaos and structure, light and dark, creation and end. The air was filled with anticipation, a hushed expectancy as the cycles of the world whispered of change. As each day painted the heavens and the earth in splendid hues, the Titans waited, feeling the approach of a moment that would redefine their existence. The legacy of Gaia and Uranus was vast, a canvas awaiting the brush of time's unyielding hand. In this world of beginnings, peace reigned soft and calm, a lullaby of creation sung by the stars, the sea, and the vastness of earth and sky. It was a time of waiting, a gentle interlude in the endless symphony that began with chaos and would continue to echo through all of time. Thus, in the quiet of the living world, the birth of the Titans became a cherished memory, an eternal testament to the deep connections between earth and sky. Each moment, a whisper in the winds of time, each breath, a promise of what was to come. And so the story unfolded, serene and steady, preparing for the dawn of a new age that would forever change the path of the heavens and the earth below, where Titans roamed gently in the early light of becoming. In the quiet expanse of the cosmos, before the rise of gods and mortals, lay the realm of the Titans, a land shrouded in ancient echoes. It stretched vast and boundless, its limits known only to those eternal beings who roamed its tranquil landscapes. The land where the Titans dwelled was a wondrous domain, filled with verdant valleys and towering mountains. Rivers flowed steadily, their gentle murmur harmonizing with the rustle of time-worn leaves. Each element of nature seemed to breathe with slow assurance, tracing the timeless rhythm that the Titans understood. These mighty beings, born of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, had existed since the dawn of time, commanding the forces of creation and destruction with ease. Their presence held a certain gravity, a quiet power that shaped their world without haste or frenzy. In this domain, Cronus, the ruler of the Titans, presided over his kin. His stature was formidable, his strength unrivaled among the Titans. With eyes aged and wise, he observed the eternal march of the heaven. Yet, Cronus, despite his power, was often overshadowed by the shadow of prophecy, a whisper in the winds that foretold the end of his reign. Beside him was his sister and wife, Rhea, a nurturing spirit who embodied the gentle balance of the earth. Her presence was a soothing balm to Cronus's troubled soul, her soft words and caring touch bringing calm to the otherwise tumultuous life of the Titan King. Around them gathered their siblings, each a beacon of their own domain. Oceanus, the mighty river, encircling the world, flowed with a steady grace, his waters nourishing the fabric of their existence. Beside him stood Tethys, his consort, whose gentle currents guided the streams and rains. Coeus, the embodiment of intellect, shone as a beacon of wisdom, while Phoebe, the luminescent, mirrored the glow of celestial body. The earth itself quivered under Hyperion's watch, a titan who claimed dominion over light and the sun. His consort Thaia brought clarity and brilliance, a symbol of splendor and sight. The realm of the Titans brimmed with peaceful activity. The winds carried their songs, whispered through forests of cedar and fields of wheat. The earth was their canvas, and they painted it with grandeur and simplicity, with tales of the universe and the quiet symphony of existence. Through this realm, voices echoed, deep, resonant, and full of timeless wisdom. The Titans conversed not with the hurried speech of mortals, but with a cadence slow and rhythmic, words flowing like a meandering stream. Their discussions were of the stars and the earth, of past epochs and eras yet to unfold. They spoke of the order and chaos that twined together, inseparable and eternal. Among them wandered Apatus, a thinker of deep thoughts, pondering the mysteries of life and existence. He was the father of Prometheus and Epimetheus, bearers of foresight and hindsight. Together, they stirred within the cosmos, weaving threads of fate and history into the tapestry of time. While Prometheus bore gifts of fire and foresight to future generations, Epimetheus was often lost in retrospect, reflecting on deeds already done. Their legacies, though yet unfulfilled, were whispered of among the Titans as stars whispered of the dawn. In the shadows, Crius and his offspring worked in silence, their influence subtle but profound. Asteria, daughter of Phoebe, embodied the night, a shadow among shadows, while Leto, her sister, became the mother to things unseen and yet unborn, casting quiet reflections on coming tides. The earth turned slowly under the gaze of these ancient beings, who dwelled within its folds like eternal sentinels. Seasons passed as gentle transitions, unseen and barely felt, the whispers of time wrapping around them like a delicate shroud. Yet, within the meadow of contemplation and peace, there lay the seeds of inevitable change. Gaia, the compassionate mother who bore the Titans, nurtured this realm with patience, her wisdom deep as the oceans. She alone knew of the prophecy that hung like a shadow over Cronus, a destiny whispered by the oracles of old. In time, destiny whispered to the wizened ears of the Titans, their hearts untouched yet aware. Life, like a grand tapestry, was set in motion by their hands, woven in patterns eternal. Threads of the universe shimmered before them, each connecting past to future in seamless balance. Eos, the dawn, unfurled her rose-tinted veil, casting soft light over the world. Helios, with rays of warmth and brilliance, traveled the sky in his radiant chariot, ushering life at each sunrise. Selene followed, her silver orb reflecting the gentle glow of night, her cycle a quiet refrain in the eternal symphony. With a slow and stoic grace, the Titans continued their eternal dance amidst the stars and mountain. They carried with them an unyielding poise, a balance that stretched across eternity. Their world pulsed gently in the vast silence of the cosmos, a realm waiting, as always, for the next turn of fate's unending wheel. And as this timeless land rested, the whispers of the future stirred softly, melding with the echo of the past. The Titans, ever vigilant, watched and waited, guardians of their realm, ever part of the universe's endless tale. As the stars flickered with ancient light, the realm held its breath, embraced in the quiet promise of what was to come. In the ancient times, before the rise of the Olympian gods, the realm was under the dominion of the primordial deities. Among them, Uranus, the sky, stretched wide and vast above, and Gaia, the earth, lay beneath, rich and nurturing. Together, they brought forth children of great strength and numbers. Among these were the Titans, powerful and immense beings endowed with might and determination. Amidst these Titan children, Cronus found himself marked by a particular willfulness and a glint of ambition that set him apart. The whispers of change and rumblings of dissatisfaction with the rule of Uranus stirred within his heart. The realm under Uranus was vast and unchanging, yet over time it began to feel constraining to the Titans. A desire for newness, a shift in power, slowly took root. Uranus, in his dominion, had grown wary of his offspring. The Titans, with their burgeoning strength and unchecked potential, posed a threat he could not ignore. He chose to confine them within Gaia's depths, pressing them into the shadowy recesses of the earth, where they remained unseen and unfelt. This act brought great sorrow to Gaia, and she yearned for the liberation of her children, for their return to the open skies and land above. Gaia, determined to alter the course of events, turned to Cronus, the youngest yet most shrewd of the Titans. Her voice carried softly through the layers of the earth, calling upon him with a promise of change. She bestowed upon Cronus a sickle, wrought from the hardest flint, glinting sharply with the promise of destiny. With this, Gaia whispered, he would have the power to challenge Uranus and bring about a new order. Cronus accepted this gift, the weight of it settling into his hands with a sense of purpose. The plan formed gradually, a seed of rebellion taking root in his heart. He shared his intentions with his Titan siblings, and together they awaited under the cover of night, ready to confront Uranus with the turning of the tide. When the moment of destiny arrived, the night was still, stars scattered across the vault of the sky. Cronus moved with quiet determination, his siblings gathering around him in solemn agreement. The sickle, sharp and glinting, gleamed in the darkness as Cronus readied himself for the task at hand. Then, under the watchful gaze of the stars and the silent approval of Gaia, Cronus reached forth, his hand steady and sure. The sound of the sickle slicing through the air broke the stillness, swift and resolute. With a singular motion that resonated through the depths of eternity, Cronus enacted the fateful blow that severed the hold of Uranus, marking the fall of the old and the rise of the new. In the wake of this act, the sky fell silent, the realm holding its breath as change unfurled, like the petals of a newly blossomed flower. Uranus withdrew from the heavens, his echoes fading into the expanse, leaving a vast emptiness that awaited new rule. Cronus, now ascendant, stood amidst the quiet, the mantle of leadership settling across his shoulders. The Titans, freed from their confinement, emerged from the depths of the earth. A new era dawned, one shaped by Cronus and the assembled might of his siblings. With their newfound freedom, an era of prosperity stretched before them, where the lands were fertile and time flowed like a languid stream. Yet, amid the serenity and the newfound balance, an echo of prophecy lingered, casting a whisper of future discord. A gentle reminder that time, patiently unwinding, held more destinies yet unseen. The coming era would not remain untouched by the hands of fate. Cronus, seated upon his throne, was wise to these whispers. The shadow of forewarning loomed over his reign, though he held tightly to the power he had seized. In the quiet hours, the gentle rustle of the earth and the soft breath of the wind reminded him of Gaia's enduring presence and the coming cycles that would inevitably unfold. Time, in its endless motion, wrapped the world in a delicate cocoon of dreams. Seasons passed silently, with the gentle progression of day into night, nurturing the lands under Cronus' steady governance. The vastness of his rule spread across the earth. Yet the prophecy lingered, soft and unyielding, as the days and nights continued their dance through the realm. The rich tapestry of memories and future glimmers wove together in the fabric of existence. The voices of the Titans, now free and strong, formed a chorus of the world, their presence deeply woven into the gentle hum of nature's lullaby. The earth, at last renewed under Cronus' watch, whispered its quiet secrets to the flowing rivers and rustling forests, a silent acknowledgement of the passage of one age to the next. The sky, vast and star-strewn, bore witness to the changes, holding the stories written in its endless expanse. Cronus' reign, although governed with a firm hand, was colored by the knowledge of the prophecy he could not shake. Within his heart, the seeds of destiny remained, dormant but ever present. He knew that empire of Titans was built on a foundation rich and vital, yet fragile to the eventual hand of fate. As the gentle flow of time continued, carrying the world softly along its course, the echoes of slumbering futures and unspoken pasts formed a quiet harmony. Cronus, though steadfast in the moment, could feel the gentle tug of time urging him onward, a reminder of the constant rhythm that underpins the world's unfolding. Thus, under the watchful gaze of stars and earth, the world continued its slow, steady spiral through the quiet embrace of night and day. The balance of existence held firm, a whisper of tranquility that eased through the realms, softly carrying the promise of all that was and would yet be. In the quiet realms of ancient Greece, under a sky adorned with gentle starlight, the Titans dwelled in a world both wide and wonderful. Among them, whisperings of a prophecy curled like tendrils of smoke through the golden halls of Cronus, the mighty leader of these primordial beings. The prophecy long foretold spoke of a child, a descendant from the very line of Titans, who would one day rise against Cronus with the power to unseat him. Cronus, ever watchful and wary, often pondered these words during the dark of night, as the moon cast her silver across the land. Each verse of the prophecy was etched into his thoughts, circling like a patient predator. To prevent the fates from unfolding, he devised a plan. Thus, as each of his children was born, he swallowed them whole, keeping them locked within his vast immortal belly, where time would stand still, and the prophecy's menace remained at bay. Rhea, his sister and queen, bore witness to this series of events with growing sorrow. Under the weight of her husband's fears, she mourned for her children, trapped and voiceless in the shadows of Cronus' power. Her heart ached in quiet solitude as she realized the dim destiny destined for them, hidden within the towering might of the Titan. Seasons passed like gentle sighs across the earth, and Rhea's longing gave way to resolve. With delicate steps, she formed a plan of her own, whispering her desires to Gaia, the Earth Mother, who had watched over her children since time's beginning. Gaia, her essence entwined with every root and rock, offered solace and guidance, nurturing the seeds of hope nestled within Rhea's heart. When Rhea next prepared to bring forth a child, the air was thick with anticipation, a stillness draping the world like a woven tapestry. As night descended, cloaked in the dark warmth of her maternal spirit, Rhea traveled to the sacred island of Crete. It was there, amid unspoken mysteries and hidden by lush forest groves, that she gave birth to Zeus, her final and youngest son. The winds carried gentle lullabies through the trees as the infant Zeus slumbered, cradled in the harmonious embrace of nature. To hide him from Cronos' all-seeing eyes, Rhea swaddled a stone in cloth, presenting it to her husband with practiced calm. Cronos, consumed by his own hubris, swallowed the stone without question, unfazed by the slight burden added to his immortal gut. While Zeus grew in secret, nurtured by nurturing nymphs and the steadfast care of Gaia, he blossomed into a being of formidable strength and wisdom. His laughter mingled with the rustling leaves, and the sound of his joy was the gentle hum of life's promise. As time unfolded with the quiet patience of a stream carving through stone, Zeus became the embodiment of dreams, undeterred, imbibing the essence of stars and the echo of ancient voices. As the prophecy had whispered, the time drew near when Zeus would rise, the harbinger of change against the enduring order of the Titan. Guided by whispers from the wind and the directive of forgotten songs, he ventured forth from Crete, resolute and fiery with purpose. Once Zeus reached the quiet assembly of the earth, he unleashed the power entrusted to him. His first task was to free his siblings, dormant within the living nightmare of Cronos' reign. With unparalleled might, Zeus compelled Cronos to regurgitate his children, one by one, until the siblings, vibrant with life and possibility, stood freely in the world's welcoming arms. From the darkness of their father's belly emerged Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, each taking their place alongside Zeus. Their reunion marked the beginning of a new order, where the old ways of fear and repression would make way for the new flame of freedom. Together, they forged alliances, weaving patterns of loyalty and trust among beings divine and mortal. The Titans, though tarnished by ages of supremacy, did not yield without struggle. In valleys and the skies above, the two forces clashed, the sound of their battles like soft thunder in the distance. Yet, slowly, inexorably, the new light of Zeus's triumph unfurled its quiet radiance. It penetrated the shadows over Mount Olympus, where the promise of his reign was made manifest in gentle authority. There, stability and foresight began to shape the future, replacing the somber echoes of Cronos' fear. With time, Zeus ascended as the king of the gods, his rule touched with the kindness of Rhea and fortified by the empathy of Gaia. From this seat, he watched and guided his siblings and their creations, his heart beating in harmony with the world's rhythm. Thus, the prophecy met its purpose, fulfilled with the tranquility of stars finally aligned. On the winds of that ancient world, the tale of the Titans dissolved like mist, leaving only the gentle murmur of history to echo through the ages. Their story, rooted deep within the ancient heart of the earth, became the foundation upon which the future would rise. And so the days rolled forward softly, like dreams spun from moonlight, where echoes of the past whispered through the leaves and resonated across time. Silent, yet eternal, the myth unfolded beneath a sky eternally adorned with the quiet brilliance of countless stars. In the time of myths, where the ancient world lay under the gaze of the eternal sky, the Titans held dominion. Among them, Cronus, the leader and time-steady usher, ruled with a determined hand. His kingdom was vast, stretching beyond the horizon, where the earth's embrace met the shimmering sea. Beside him stood Rhea, his queen, noble and gentle. Together they watched over the lands, cloaked in the whispers of days long gone and the promise of those yet to come. Their union bore fruit, for the halls of time witnessed the birth of their children. These children, destined for greatness, were cradled in the heart of the earth. Yet Cronus, tempered by forebodings and shades of prophecy, understood that destiny held an uncertain edge. He feared the legacy of his own actions, for he had come to power by dethroning his father, Uranus. He knew that fate often repeated itself, and the prophecy foretold of a child who would one day overthrow him. One by one, his children emerged. A cascade of new beginnings. Hestia, firstborn, carried an air of tranquility, her eyes reflecting the quiet warmth of the heart. She was followed by Demeter, whose every step seemed to bring forth life and renewal. Then came Hera, regal and resolute, the promise of a wise and guiding heart. Hades appeared next, with shadows in his gaze, a deepness not unlike the farthest reaches of the earth. Then Poseidon, tempestuous and vast, with the vast ocean's surge in his soul. Last was Zeus, vibrant and full of light, a promise of something new and uncontainable. Cronus, bound by fear of what might befall him, resolved upon an unthinkable act. As each child entered the world, he devoured them, one by one, concealing them within himself. The earth trembled with each act, yet none could sway his decision, for he believed it was the only way to preserve his reign and the world he knew. Silent witnesses, the sky and earth bore these deeds, their sorrow woven with each passing. Rhea wept, her heart burdened by loss, yet she pondered deeply and resolved to defy this cycle of sorrow. When the time approached for Zeus to be born, she sought refuge on the island of Crete. Beneath the shadow of the gentle mountains and the whispering groves, a plan took root. In a hidden cave, surrounded by the hum of the earth and the murmur of ancient winds, she brought forth her last child. Cradled in her arms, Zeus came into the world, swathed in the tender embrace of the unseen. Rhea handed to Cronus not her infant son, but a stone wrapped in cloth. Cronus, unseeing, consumed the bundled deception without pause, believing he had once again secured his fate. Thus Zeus remained safe, nurtured in secret, growing in strength and wisdom beneath the watchful eyes of the nurturing nymphs. And the goat, Amalthea, his foster mother. Cave echoed with gentle lullabies, and the world outside made no mark upon him. Time flowed steadily as it always had, and the child strengthened into a young god, aware of his purpose and the balance he must restore. Guided by the whispers of destiny and the quiet resolve within, Zeus set forth across the land. Each step he took was firm with determination, for he knew he carried the hopes of his siblings and the promise of a world renewed. As he journeyed onward, he encountered Metis, the embodiment of wisdom, who became both an ally and a guide. Together, they crafted a potion of cunning, a draught of knowledge and change. Zeus returned to the throne of Cronus, appearing before him as a humble servant. He offered the king a drink of the prepared potion, its scent faintly sweet and beguiling. Cronus, unsuspecting, consumed the offering. In that moment, the substance worked its quiet magic, unbinding the children from their captor's core. One by one, the children emerged, born once more into a world, now ready to receive them. Joyful and renewed, they emerged into the light, the breath of life filling them anew. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon stood beside Zeus, each bearing the marks of their origin and the scars of time spent within the shadows. While Actor, Kai, Gausegsuethe, Stai, Hyal, Tai. With gentle determination, Zeus led them in a dance of unified purpose. The heavens resonated with the whisper of a coming change. The reign of the Titans would find its close, and a new era would unfold, spun from threads of strength and unity. Cronus, humbled by the events, acknowledged the path of time, stepping aside to allow the future to cast its light upon the earth. Zeus ascended to the heavens, taking his place among the stars. The new age began to unfurl its wings, guided by the hands of the Olympians, children of both time and eternity. Each sibling took their place upon Olympus, the sacred peak where their thrones promised a harmony unknown before. Hestia, with her gentle spirit, tended to the hearth, ensuring warmth and peace touched every corner. Demeter, draped in verdant garlands, bestowed the gifts of life, letting the seasons roll in gentle succession. Hera, regal and steadfast, watched over the bonds that joined both mortals and God. Hades claimed dominion over the shadowed realms, offering balance to the cycle of being. Poseidon ruled the vast and unending seas, a guardian of unyielding tides. Yet it was Zeus who stood with lightning curled in his grasp, a reminder of power tempered with wisdom. From the summit, he gazed across the wide expanse, breathing life into the world renewed. The sky wrapped the earth in its azure embrace, and the stars blinked tranquilly, a celestial choir over a sleeping world. Threads of starlight wove through the dark tapestry overhead. The constellations whispered ancient tales, known only to the eye of night, their soft glow resting upon the land. The gods watched with a kindness earned by trials overcome, guardians of the spheres that turned in silent majesty. A gentle stillness settled over the earth. The murmur of winds wove into the hum of the universe, wrapping all things in a soothing cocoon of unity. The cosmos sang a quiet lullaby, a song of serenity that would hold through the ages. Thus the legend of the Titans and their heirs found its place in the ever-turning wheel of time. In dreams, it would resurface, a memory as soft as the distant stars flickering through a velvet sky. The earth, cradled by sky's embrace, would hold firm, slumbering gently beneath the watchful gaze of Olympus and the rhythmic whisper of eternal waves. In ancient times, when the world was new and the sky merged calmly with the earth, the vastness was ruled by the mighty Titan. These primordial beings were born of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, their powers intertwined with the fabric of the universe. They lived in harmony, their existence a gentle dance of time and elements, until a whisper of discontent drifted across the heaven. Among the Titans, Cronus, youngest and perhaps most ambitious, felt a stirring within him, a quiet longing for dominion and influence. The whispers of change grew louder as his mother, Gaia, approached, her presence like a soothing breeze across lonely hills. Gaia confided in her son, voicing her sorrow over Uranus, who had buried their children, the Cyclopes and the 100-handed ones, deep within the Earth's embrace. Gaia's plan formed slowly, each element fitting into place like the gentle joining of a brook to a river. She spoke of a sickle, forged from the Earth's strongest stones, a tool to sever the ties that bound her realms. Cronus listened, the weight of decision resting upon him like the soft patter of rain upon leaves. Emboldened by his mother's resolve, Cronus gathered his siblings to the summit of Mount Othrys, their stronghold and place of counsel. They moved together like a quiet tide, their presence a silent echo through the ancient world. Titanesses and Titans, each stronger than the last, embraced the plan with hearts steady and eyes like placid pools in shadowed forest. As the day turned to night, their strategy was laid, a rhythm of action set to the song of stars above. The moment drew near, the calm before the storm, like a lullaby sung at twilight. There, beneath a night sky vast and serene, the world's future shifted on the edge of a knife. Uranus descended, taking his place upon the earth, unaware of the resolve gathering in the shadowed corners of the cosmos. Cronus, with the sickle in hand, moved with purpose, a quiet determination marking each step. The night held its breath, a timeless moment stretching across eternity as Cronus fulfilled the task set before him. With the act complete, Uranus withdrew, his cries echoing softly against the veil of night. Stars seemed to shimmer with a new awareness, their glow tender and perpetual. From that moment, the heavens and earth shifted, a gentle sigh of change washing over all creation. In the wake of Uranus's retreat, Cronus and his siblings took dominion, governing the universe with a steadiness like the gentle ebb and flow of the tides. Yet deep within, in places hidden from the light, shadows lingered, and Gaia's earlier children remained bound. As time unfolded in soft waves, a gentle prophecy whispered through the dreams of gods and mortals alike. It spoke of future trials, of power's ebb and flow, a reminder that balance walks with change, hand in quiet hand. Cronus, now ruler of all, found solace in these early days, his reign marked by peaceful skies and fertile land. The Titans embraced their roles, each contributing to the grand tapestry woven across the vastness. Rhea, the earth goddess and Cronus's queen, bestowed abundance upon their realm. Her touch brought forth the blooms of spring and the bounty of harvest, each season a gentle turning on the wheel of time. Together, they marveled at the life around them, feeling a small echo of eternity in each rustle of leaves, each soft rainfall upon the earth. Yet, deep within Cronus's heart, the echoes of the prophecy brushed lightly against his thoughts, like the distant call of a bird across a tranquil lake. It spoke of his own offspring, who might rise against him as he had risen against Uranus. This awareness nested quietly in the corners of his mind, a whisper of fate captured in moonbeams scattered across silent meadows. As generations turned like chapters in a vast tome, children were born to Cronus and Rhea, their futures interwoven with strings of destiny yet unseen. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon were welcomed into the fold, each carrying the spark of divinity, their presence shaping the realm in delicate lines and hues. The years flowed gently, like soft winds through an open field, until the day Rhea prepared to welcome their youngest, Zeus. Cronus, his foreboding unease silently lurking, was guided by an unsettling fear that nestled in his soul. Remembering Gaia's earlier prophecy, he bore a decision in his heart: to swallow each child, ensuring that none would rise to fulfill the fearful words whispered by fate. Rhea, hearing the rustle of fate's wings close by, sought a path of her own. She cradled her newborn quietly, her heart a beat as steady as the rolling tides. In shadows and secret, she exchanged Zeus with a stone swaddled in cloth, offering it to Cronus, who repeated the act with closed eyes and weighty hand. Sequestered upon the slopes of Mount Ida, Zeus grew, nursed by the nourishing touch of the earth and the gentle care of its creature. Time, a silent companion, watched over him, each day a thread added to the loom of his young life, weaving strength and wisdom into his being. Back on Mount Othrys, the world seemed to rest under Cronus's reign, yet within this calm, an undercurrent stirred. It whispered among the ancient winds, wrapping the realm in a light cloak of expectancy. Zeus soon matured, guided by whispers of his destiny and bound by the gentle hands of fate. With the knowledge of his heritage and the wrongs laid upon his kin, a resolve formed as quiet and determined as the ocean's movement beneath the stars. Steeling himself with purpose, as old as time, he knew the task that lay before him, a task to restore balance once more to heavens and earth. In secret, Chaos prepared a potent draught, a concoction to compel the hidden children from Cronus's grasp. But a new dawn painted the sky as Zeus, confident and calm as the first breath of spring, approached his father's domain. Cronus, unaware of the tides shifting beneath his feet, accepted the drink offered by Zeus. As the stars watched, Cronus released his swallowed offspring, each sibling returning like echoes from the past, renewed and full of spirit. A family rejoined, embracing and planning, their bond strengthened by shared fates and whispered dreams. In the burgeoning light of understanding, Zeus and his siblings aligned, forging a pact as ancient and powerful as the elements themselves. They gathered allies, the freed Cyclops and the mighty hundred-handed ones, whose strength carried the promise of change. Thus, the Titans' time-faced challenge, waves of change lapping upon the shore of destiny. The stage set, calm before the storm hovered, a universe holding its breath, awaiting the first strains of the battle's song. A soft wind carried the murmurs of what was to come. Like a melody hidden in the depths of twilight, Zeus, poised like the crest of a wave yet to break, stood among the rocks and echoes of history. The world's heartbeat slowed. A gentle rhythm cast upon the earth as the curtain between past and present shifted. Moments unfurled as leaves upon the breeze, timeless and patient. The Titans, now aware, readied themselves for the war to begin. An ancient struggle, timeless in its dance. The stars shone softly, gentle and serene, casting light upon the path that lay ahead. A path through shadows, toward a dawn veiled in mystery and promise, knitted into the quiet tapestry of time. In the vast expanse of the ancient world, beneath the lofty heights of Mount Olympus, the land lay quiet and still. Clouds drifted lazily across the sky, casting tranquil shadows upon the earth below. It was during such a time that Zeus, ruler of the heavens, began to gather allies for a purpose destined to shape the cosmos. The plains stretched wide, dotted with ancient trees, swaying gently in the whispering breeze. Among the foliage and hidden glades, creatures great and small roamed in peace. From the tallest peaks to the deepest valleys, the call of serenity traveled, unheard by mortals, yet resounding across the divine realm. In these early days, before the great struggles commenced, Zeus walked amidst the solitude of the rolling hills, his wisdom unfurled like the wings of a slumbering bird, slowly, gracefully, guiding him toward those who would stand by his side. His steps fell silent on the soft earth, each one marking a rhythm that set the course of destiny. In secret groves, where the dappled light danced through the leaves, Zeus found his first companion. There, beneath the boughs of ancient trees, Callisto awaited, her presence calm as the gentle rustle of the leaves. A nymph of great beauty, her kindness radiated like the soft glimmer of the evening star. Zeus spoke to her, not in haste, but with the quiet assurance of the river's flow. And so Callisto, serene and steadfast, pledged her loyalty to the cause, her heart aligned with the gentle rolling of the distant tides. Further afield across the serene landscape, where rivers flowed in endless tranquility, Zeus sought the guidance of Prometheus. Among a range of softly slumbering hills, Prometheus resided, his wisdom deep as the night sky. His thoughts were like the still waters of a hidden lake, clear and profound. Zeus approached him, words flowing gently like the early morning breeze. The conversation that passed between them was hushed and deliberate, each sentence a ripple across the quiet pond of understanding. Prometheus, with his foresight and gentle resolve, agreed to aid Zeus. Together, they formed a bond stronger than the roots of the oldest oak. In this unity, strength was found, and a quiet confidence grew like the dawn spreading its light over the land. Beside the tranquil shorelines where the ocean's melodic whispers met the land, the Titaness Mnemosyne found comfort in the soft embrace of memory. Her wisdom, as ancient as the earth itself, flowed like an endless stream through the valleys of thought. Zeus approached her with the respect due to one whose knowledge stretched beyond the horizon. Their words interwove, creating patterns as intricate and natural as the pebbles scattered along the water's edge. Mnemosyne joined Zeus, her promise echoing like a lullaby sung to the gentle tide. Her presence brought a depth of understanding, a calm to the gathering forces, reflecting the stillness of the moonlit sea, beyond the reach of mortal sight, in a realm where shadows cradled soft secrets. Themis listened to the hushed voices of the earth. Themis, whose touch brought harmony and balance, stood with a presence as soothing as a gentle night rain. Zeus found her amidst the quiet murmur of the woodland paths, her wisdom enveloping him like a warm cloak on a cool eve. Their connection, born of shared purpose and mutual trust, grew strong. Themis brought a guiding light, balancing the cosmos with every quiet, decisive word she spoke. Her alliance was a bond, subtle yet enduring as the gentle pull of the moon upon the midnight sea. As Zeus gathered these allies, the fabric of the divine realm wove itself in patterns serene and intricate. Each ally with their unique gifts, added to the harmony of their shared destiny. Zeus, at the heart of this circle, found within each moment an orbit of gentle strength and quiet assurance. The landscape lay peaceful in their unity, under skies that stretched vast and open. The heavens looked down, serene and unchanging, upon the gathering forces. Birds sang their soft tunes, a lullaby carried on the wings of the fair winds. The earth itself seemed to breathe in contentment at the formation of these timeless bonds. High above, in the realm where clouds caressed the mountain tops, the alliance solidified. The blue sky arched overhead, an endless dome cradling the gentle resolve below. Together, the gathered allies stood as one, their purpose quiet, like the gentle beating of a distant drum. Even the stars seemed to shine with a deeper glow, scattering their quiet light across the world, as though cradling the hopes of the earth within their distant embrace. The world beneath settled into a tranquil rhythm, cradled in the gentle possibility of what was to unfold. The allies of Zeus, each one unique and essential, formed a tapestry of support woven into the grand design. Their paths intertwined, creating an echo of harmony that reverberated through time and space. With each step, each word, each silent promise exchanged beneath the expansive sky, they strengthened the bonds that held the cosmos. The gentle hum of the world surrounded them, a sound like soft winds weaving through tall grasses. On this peaceful foundation, Zeus and his allies found the strength to stand quietly, prepared for the currents of destiny to unfold in their time. The gentle balance of forces set in place, a portrait of calm readiness, painted with the delicate brush of time and patience. Zeus and his allies, under the watchful eyes of the stars, stood amidst the gentle rhythms of the universe. Together, a gentle tide upon which the world would turn. The alliance, formed in silence and shared purpose, moved as a whisper moves through the trees, subtle and profound. With patience like the slowly ebbing tide, they settled into the flow of time, each moment a note in the peaceful symphony of the earth. Thus, within the gentle embrace of this new kinship, the seeds of future endeavors were sown. Their presence in the harmonious realm endured, a testament to quiet strength and shared vision. From this alliance, the great narrative would unfold like a gentle stream onward toward the horizon's unseen shore. In a time shrouded by mists and whispers, the Titans stood upon the vast expanse of the plains, facing a moment destined to echo through the epochs. The air, calm and expectant, carried the soft rustle of leaves and the distant sigh of the sea, where waves danced upon ancient shores. Above, the sky spread wide in quiet hues of dawn, streaked with gentle grays and soft gold. Clouds trailed lazily, their forms shifting silently, bearing witness to what lay beneath them. The ground, covered in a thick blanket of dew, mirrored these soft shades, every detail bathed in the soothing light of early morning. Hills rolled like a serene sea, stretching outward, dotted with ancient stones and quiet groves. The Titans stood proud, their forms towering and serene, each movement filled with the essence of earth and time. Their eyes, aglow with the wisdom of countless years, gazed upon the fields where the battle would unfold in its gentle majesty. Cronus, stern and steady, held the center, his presence a bastion of strength and stillness. He wore a cloak of deep green, flowing like a river, and upon his brow sat a crown of intertwining branches. His heart, though steady, carried the weight of what was to come. Around him gathered his siblings, each a part of the world's song. Oceanus, the eldest, stood beside him. His hair flowed like streams of silver, eyes reflecting the depths of the endless seas. Tethys, his companion, stood near, a gentle smile upon her lips, her hands softly moving like currents. They spoke without words, a bond deeper than the oceans binding them together. Hyperion, radiant and warm, seemed to glow like the sun's first light. His wife, Thaia, was beside him, her presence soft and embracing, eyes like clear skies on a peaceful day. Together, they shone in quiet harmony, a duet of golden and azure echo. Coeus and Phoebe stood not far off, their connection a web of stars and nighttime secrets. Their whispers, sweet and timely, rode the breeze, blending with the rustling leaves. Memories of ancient stargazing filled the air around them, the spark of their gaze illuminating the dawn's dim light. From behind, the soft tread of feet moved across the earth, each step a gentle harmony with the world. Rhea approached, a presence calm and nurturing. In her wake, flowers seemed to bloom, their petals reaching toward her like old friends. Her heart was a quiet lullaby, soothing the earth with her embrace. In their quiet ranks, the Titans stood as a fortress of serenity, ready against the approaching storm. The earth, aware of the stirrings, held its breath, awaiting the gentle crescendo that history promised. Across the fields, the younger gods gathered, new and vibrant, cradling the world's emerging future in their hands. Zeus stood among them, his eyes a flash of sky before the rain. He wore a robe of azure, restless like the sky's mirror in the lake. Lightning, quiet and potential, played at his fingertips. His siblings, a constellation of youth and vigor, flanked him with a quiet resolve. Hera, poised and graceful, stood by Zeus, her presence steadying, a gentle symphony in her voice. Beside her, Poseidon, with eyes like storms and hands like the sea, stood firm and calm. Hades, with shadows cloaking his form, remained near, a distant echo of the underworld's quiet depths. Demeter, soft and nurturing, carried the earth's tender touch, her fingers weaving through the air like tendrils of light. Hestia stood close, a warm glow, her presence like a comforting arm. Fields between them lay still, a vast canvas of untouched calm. Birds, stirring gently, floated in the higher branches, their songs a gentle prelude to the unfolding moment. Time seemed to pause, the world holding its breath, as the sun slowly climbed, its light spreading with a soft, golden touch. A gentle breeze swayed through the grasses. The scent of earth and wildflowers filled the air, and the whispering leaves seemed to speak of age-old secrets, tales yet untold. From the midst of the dewy ground, an echo of intent began to rise. The earth trembled, not in fear, but in anticipation, as if awakening to a rhythm long dormant. The Titans, with voices steady and deep as the world's core, began their hymn, a song of earth and stone, of sky and sea, a lullaby of creation. The younger gods, silent witnesses to this ageless song, listened with hearts attuned to the rhythm of destiny. Their eyes met across the plains, a shared understanding woven into the air between them. In quiet unison, they joined in the hymn's refrain. their voices a higher melody dancing above the deeper tone. The sky, no longer silent, responded with a gentle sigh, clouds parting to reveal a sun that bathed the scene in soft light, embracing gods and titans in a warm embrace. The air trembled with harmony, a testament to the resolve shared by ancient and young alike. The grasses swayed, each blade moving in synchronized grace, a silent dance led by the echoes of nature's timeless symphony. In this harmonious movement, the earth and sky witnessed the union of forces, old and new interwoven, with a quiet, unyielding strength. Then, a wave of calm spread, settling like twilight upon the gathered beings. The moment swelled to its gentle peak, a crescendo whispered among worlds. The battle, promised by the restless whispers of time, reached its gentle climax, not in clamor, but in understanding. The Titans, strong and enduring, felt not the sting of defeat, but the warmth of a world evolving. The younger gods perceived not victory, but the gentle promise of beginning. Each heart, unified in this shared moment, understood the language of the earth's sigh. Thus, on this solemn ground, beneath a sky that held both past and future in its vast expanse, gods and titans stood equal, neither greater, neither less, the world turning gently onward. As the hymn faded into the gentle breath of morning, a soft peace descended. The light of the rising sun painted shadows upon the earth, marking the passage of timelessness. Neither old nor young held power alone, for strength lay in unity, glowing softly in the arms of the dawn. The winds, shifting lightly, carried away the remnants of song, scattering it like seeds upon fertile soil. The sea's distant rhythm joined the song's final notes, weaving them into the world's tapestry. Hills whispered the harmony of what had been shared, carrying it into the vastness beyond. An echo of understanding lingered in the air, a comfort to the earth, a promise carried upon the breeze. As the day embraced the plains with its warm embrace, the curtain of time quietly fell, cradling the moment in its gentle fold. This gentle turning, marked by neither triumph nor loss, breathed softly upon the land, a lullaby of unity and change. The story lay upon the world like a gentle veil, soothing, steady, eternal, as nature's song continued in hushed tones beneath the everlasting sky. In a distant time, where the horizon and the heavens embraced in a quiet dance, the world lay under the rule of the mighty Titan Cronus. He held sway over the earth and the heavens, governing with a firm but heavy hand. Cronus, one of the 12 titanic children of Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, was a figure of undeniable strength and authority. Beneath the calm surface of his rule, a prophecy whispered its inevitable truth. A whisper passed among the winds and echoed through the caverns of the world, telling of a day when Cronus would be overthrown by one of his own offspring. The prophecy was a gentle murmur at first, but soon grew into a shadow that lingered in his thoughts. Cronus, determined to prevent the fulfillment of this prophecy, took drastic measures. Each of his children born to Rhea, his sister and consort, was swallowed by him as soon as they came into the light. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon had all vanished into the cavernous realm within Cronus, without a chance to witness the world beyond. Rhea, cloaked in sorrow and longing for her children, devised a plan to save her 6th child. She retreated into solitude, where daylight kissed the ancient landscapes to give birth to her youngest child, Zeus. With the help of Gaia, her mother, she hid the infant Zeus away in a cave on the island of Crete. There, nymphs and divine guardians watched over him, their lullabies blending with the gentle rustle of leaves and the soft murmur of streams. To deceive Cronus, Rhea wrapped a stone in swaddling clothes, presenting it to him as if it were the newborn child. Cronus, unsuspecting, swallowed the bundle with the same indifferent resolve as before. The stone rested uneasily within him, a silent symbol of deceit and rebellion. On Crete, Zeus grew with guidance and nurturing, his strength and wisdom blossoming like the eternal dawn. In time, when his power rivaled the ancient might of the Titans, he resolved to fulfill the prophecy and challenge the tyranny of Cronus. Zeus sought the wisdom of Metis, known for her counsel and insight. With her help, he crafted a potion that would compel Cronus to expel the children he had consumed. Armed with the potion, Zeus approached Cronus with the same determination that had kindled the heavens. In a gathering storm of fateful action, Zeus administered the potion to Cronus. A great upheaval roared through the firmament as Cronus was forced to disgorge his children one by one. The stone emerged first, followed by Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, all fully grown and vibrant with life. Their return marked the beginning of a new era, an awakening of divine strength and unity against their father's oppressive reign. Together, Zeus and his siblings allied themselves with those who resisted Cronus. The Cyclopes and the Hecaton chairs, once imprisoned by Uranus and Cronus, now joined their cause. The Cyclopes, craftsmen of thunder and lightning, forged powerful weapons for the Olympian gods. To Zeus, they bestowed the thunderbolt, a symbol of his dominion over the skies. To Poseidon, they granted a trident that commanded the seas. To Hades, they offered a helm of darkness, shrouding him in invisibility. A great war, the Titanomachy, then unfolded between the old and the new order. The clash of Titans and Olympians reverberated through the cosmos. A battle that stretched across 10 years, filling the world with echoes of clashing power and resolve. The Titans, led by Cronus, fought fiercely, wielding mountains and storms. Yet, the unwavering will and unity of their progeny did not falter. With each passing day, the strength of Zeus and his allies grew, fueled by the bonds of kinship and a shared destiny. High on Mount Olympus, the Olympians commanded the skies and the earth in harmonious concord. Their power melded with the primal energies of creation, echoing with the rhythm of the earth's heartbeat. As the battle waged on, Zeus unleashed the fury of the thunderbolt, shattering the somber clouds and illuminating the firmament with brilliant flashes. Poseidon, the lord of the seas, stirred the oceans with his trident, sending waves crashing against the shores with relentless force. Meanwhile, Hades, hidden in the shadows with his helm, scattered fear among their opponents, striking swiftly and silently. The earth trembled and mountains splintered under the mighty struggle, until finally Cronus and the Titans faltered. The tide turned in favor of the Olympians, their victory inevitable as they pressed forward with unyielding determination. Cronus, defeated, was banished to the shadowy depths of Tartarus, a realm of darkness and confinement. The other Titans shared his fate, cast down into the abyss where time stood still and silence reigned. The echoes of their defeat faded into the deep, lost to the world above. With the reign of the Titans ended, peace settled upon the world. Zeus ascended to the throne on Mount Olympus, where he ruled alongside his brothers and sisters. The earth renewed itself under their care, a testament to their power and the enduring cycle of creation and rebirth. And thus, the prophecy reached its fulfillment, unfolding in the tapestry of the universe. The gentle hand of fate wove a new chapter, one where the Olympians held dominion, and the harmony of existence thrived under the tapestry of time, wrapped in the serenity of eternal sky. In the days long past, beneath the towering peaks of Mount Olympus, the Titans once held sway over the heavens and the earth. These ancient beings, born of Gaia and Uranus, were both vast and mighty. Their reign, filled with power and glory, spanned ages undreamed of by mortal minds. Yet time, relentless in its passage, bore winds of change that whispered of an impending end. And so it was that their dominion began to falter, arousing the ire of the gods who would rise against them. Once golden with authority, the Titans' realm succumbed to the wrath of Zeus and his kin. A fierce war bled across the cosmos, shaking the very foundations of existence. The great battles, known to those who speak of ancient things as the Titanomachy, thundered through the fabric of time. The sky was split with the groans of struggle, and the earth trembled beneath the weight of their contest. With tumult and chaos, the war reached its inevitable conclusion. Zeus, the new sovereign, and his brothers stood victorious. The Olympians, luminous and formidable, emerged from the darkness triumphant. Before the dust could settle, the fate of the vanquished Titans awaited decision, tethered to the will of their conquerors. It was decreed that the vanquished Titans would be consigned to Tartarus, the shadowed abyss far beneath the earth. Deeper than any chasm known to man, Tartarus lay cloaked in eternal night. Its darkness was profound, consuming, untouched by the light of sun or star. Here, time seemed to slow, enveloped in silence, except for the faint echo of past ages. The Titans, led by the once mighty Cronus, descended into this realm of gloom. Bound by chains forged from hatred and defeat, they were condemned to dwell in the shadows. The great keys of this prison were kept by Thanatos, the embodiment of death, ensuring no escape for those imprisoned within its depths. Around them, the air was thick and still, unmoving, yet alive with the memories of former glories. In Tartarus, the passage of time held no meaning. Days and nights blurred into a single dim expanse as the Titans lingered in reflection. They were colossal even in their fall, their forms hinting at the majesty they once possessed. Stone walls of the pit bore silent witness to their ponderous thoughts, capturing whispers of regret and ponderings of fate. Cronus, once king among kings, lay amidst his brethren, his dreams troubled by visions of the lost throne. His mind, tired yet keenly aware, dwelled on moments of grandeur now far beyond reach. Around him, Titans conversed in low, resonant tones, their voices a quiet lamentation of what had been and what might never be again. Oceanus, whose realm spread over vast waters, felt the absence of his boundless sea. He longed to hear the gentle hiss of the waves, to sense the spray upon his face, a reminder of freedom and unending horizons. Nearby, Hyperion, the Lord of Light, mourned the sun's warmth and the golden dawns, which now lay beyond his grasp forever. Their hearts, once brimming with pride, now brimmed with the weight of their fall. Despite their imprisonment, whispers of hope lingered like gentle breezes. In their rememberings, they spoke of days when they might yet rise, conversations wrapped around the possibility of redemption, of a time when the darkness of Tartarus would lift, giving way to a renewed dawn. These thoughts lingered softly, carefully, like a fragile dream. Yet the abyss remained unchanged, its stillness undisturbed by dreams of resurgence. The fates who wove the tapestry of life held the Titan's destiny tight. Their hands, unseen, crafted futures wrought long before. In Tartarus, all waited, watched by shadows that held the wisdom of ages. Asleep within their stone confines, the Titans dreamed. Images crossed their visions. Memories once vivid now faded to soft echo. Mountains high and valleys wide, rivers winding through lush lands, evenings painted in twilight hues, these scenes unfolded amid the quietude, providing solace in an endless night. Somewhere in the distance, deep within the confines of Tartarus, the river Phlegethon flowed. Its waters glistened with fire, illuminating the darkness with a warm, flickering glow. The sound of its gentle flow provided a quiet rhythm, a heartbeat within the stillness. The river murmured secrets to the night, tales of what had been and of what might yet come to pass. The air, fragrant with mystery, carried the scent of the past. Encased in their cavernous prison, the Titans listened to the susurrus of time itself. In the spaces between moments, the whisper of creation could almost be heard, a faint hum of the world's song as it turned through eternity. Tartarus, though a place of shadows, held its own beauty. Vines of precious metals glimmered in the dim light, tracing patterns on the walls like ancient runes. Occasionally, the air would seize a soft shimmer, reflecting dreams woven into the very fabric of the abyss. The Titans, even in chains, were surrounded by a grandeur that quietly echoed their lost kingdom. Even in captivity, the Titans remained guardians of wisdom. Within each there dwelled a story, a fragment of the universe's grand design. Their presence, confined by space, yet not by spirit, underscored the resilience of ancient forces. Their knowledge seeped into the stones surrounding them, crafting constellations of thought that sparkled in the dark. Beneath the weight of their confinement, the Titans abided. They shared memories, both bitter and sweet, crafting a tapestry from the threads of yesteryear. Around them, Tartarus held its timeless vigil. Its shadows stretched long and wide. The abyss, deep and inscrutable, hummed with the resonance of ages lost and future tales yet untold. Thus passed eons, neither hurried nor delayed, as the Titans lingered in their hidden world. They waited not in vain, but with a quiet dignity that transcended their plight. With each silent breath, the past whispered through the darkness, braiding their destiny into the lore of time. Tartarus, with its secrets and shadows, embraced its captives with the weight of eternity. The Titans, though imprisoned, became one with the very stones. The abyss, in its own silent way, cradled their essence with the grace of timeless night. In their forbearance, they became legends, woven into the fabric of myth, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who had once held the sky. Thus, wrapped in the serene silence of ages, their story lingered far from the mortal realm, embraced forever by the quiet depths. In the long-forgotten age before the rise of Olympus, when the echoes of creation still resonated softly among the stars, the Titans ruled over the vast expanses. After Cronus had seized power from his father, Uranus, a new order emerged among these ancient beings who were both magnificent and faithful. They governed with a mighty but silent grace, towering over the land, sea, and sky. Cronus, the elder of the Titans, instilled his rule with a touch both firm and unyielding. By his side stood Rhea, whose gentle presence tempered his strength. Together, they presided over the realms, their influence reaching far and wide, nurturing the earth and the heavens alike. The other Titans served in harmony, each with a role that intertwined with the great tapestry of the cosmos. Oceanus, vast as the sea, flowed endlessly at the edges of the world, wrapping it in his aqueous arms. His realm was endless and deep, a mirror of the endless sky above, reflecting the dance of Selene's moonlight upon the waves. Tethys, his counterpart, watched over the rivers and fountains, ensuring their paths meandered quietly through forests and fields, a serene symphony of flowing waters nurturing the land. Hyperion, the Titan of light, stirred the skies with the vast wheel of the sun. Each morning, he ushered in the blush of dawn, gently casting his golden light over the earth's slumbering form. His wife, Thea, stood close, her radiance illuminating the heavens, her light mingling with her husband's, setting the firmament alight with a gentle, glowing warmth. Coeus, the axis of intellect, guarded the oracle at Delphi. His gift was foresight, a subtle whisper of what might be, held close in the quiet contemplations of the future. With Phoebe, the moon-touched goddess of radiance and clarity, they formed a union of knowledge and insight, reflecting eternity's mysteries in the shimmering night sky. Creus, the south's burning star, beheld the passing of time and seasons, a steadfast marker amid the endless cycling of light and darkness. Eurybia, his wife, controlled the balance of force, a study in tension and release, where calm and tempest found their moments across the expanses of land and sea. A sentinel of strength, Iapetus upheld the structure of existence itself. By his side was Clymene, the embodiment of renown and fame, each action recorded eternally in the annals of the universe. Their children would become famed in tales, heralding the changes yet to come with the echoes of their deeds. Mnemosyne, the weaver of memory, gathered thoughts and dreams throughout the tapestry of existence, ensuring that the past whispered through every leaf and stone. Her world was one where remembrance sang sweetly, cradling the history of the gods and the whisperings of men. Themis, fair and steadfast, measured the scales of justice, guiding balance and rightness throughout the realms. From her essence, the desire for harmony and fairness was born. Each action weighed with gentle consideration, inspiring the very order of life upon the earth. Over eons, the Titans watched with eyes vast and unblinking, their presence woven into the very fabric of the world. They governed not with unchecked power, but with an understanding that the balance of time and reason held more strength than mere might alone. Their reign was a time whispered about among the stars, amid the distant murmur of cosmic winds and celestial harmony. As the earth breathed under their vigilant gaze, life thrived in cycles of growth and rest. Creatures roamed the lands, great rivers carried their waters to the seas, and mountains held the sky aloft with their splendor. All unfolded in an elaborate dance of becoming. Yet the seeds of destiny had been planted long before, nestled in the whispers of prophecy and the echoes of time. A quiet promise lingered beneath the tranquil surface of the Titan's rule. An inkling of change, an unraveling of the established order. The new was destined to rise, though its form was yet to be conceived in the conscious minds of the world. The birth of new deities began to unfold, softly, without haste, under the watchful eyes of the Titan. Born to Cronus and Rhea, 6 children arrived, each carrying the promise of a new dawn. Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Ares, Poseidon, and lastly, Zeus. Their presence was like new stars in an ancient sky, bright and vibrant against the eternal backdrop. Cronus, burdened by the same fears that drove his own father, would not let destiny slip beyond his grasp. He knew the whispers of old, the predictions that spoke of his downfall at the hands of his offspring. Thus, with a heart unyielding yet troubled, he chose to swallow each child upon their birth, hoping to avert the inevitable turning of fate's wheel. Rhea, shrouded in quiet resolve, sought solace in the wisdom of Gaia, the Earth Mother. In the depths of her heart, she nurtured a plan, a seed of hope against bitter foresight. When the time came for her 6th child's birth, the youngest of her brood, she went to a secret hidden cave, known only to her and Gaia. There she gave birth to Zeus, swaddling him in soft blankets, and hid him away from Cronus's searching gaze. In place of the newborn, a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes was presented to Cronus, consuming it without a second glance, thinking he had averted the prophecy once more. Meanwhile, Zeus was spirited away, raised in the nurturing arms of the nymphs, tended by the soft sounds of nature and the echoes of whispered hymn. In the quiet confines of his hidden sanctuary, Zeus grew, nourished by the milk of Amalthea, a mystical goat. The gentle ringing of the goat's golden horns blended melodiously with the rustle of leaves and the babble of hidden streams. Time unfurled softly, until Zeus stood strong and resolute, ready to embrace his destiny. The hidden path chosen by Rhea and Gaia had set in motion winds of change, rustling through the vast tapestry woven by the ancients. And so, within the passage of time, Zeus gathered his siblings, freeing them from their living prisons within Cronus. One by one they emerged, sudden and bright, like stars bursting into light. Standing united, the new gods, with Zeus as their leader, looked upon the world with eyes clear and unwavering, inspired by the echoes of past sacrifices and dreams of futures yet to come. They prepared to challenge the Titans, signaling the dawn of a new era. The clash between Titans and the emerging pantheon would become a legend told in whispers through the aeons. Yet, even in the midst of approaching storm and changing tides, a quiet harmony persisted, where stars continued their celestial dance and whispered promises of balance amid the shifting scales of power. Thus, the new order began to shape itself, like the gentle emergence of morning from the depths of a star-studded night. Its presence spread across the cosmos, kindling the beginning of an age unforeseen by the Titans' all-seeing eyes. The legacy of the Titans, though entwined with change, would linger on, woven into the fabric of the world. Even as new stars began to shine in the unfathomable expanse of the ancient sky, In the world before the Olympians held sway, there existed a grander lineage known as the Titan. Born of the primordial deities Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, these beings embodied the forces of nature and the cosmos itself. They were the very essence of power and order in an age that knew neither. Among these mighty figures was Cronus, who held dominion over the harvest and the relentless passage of time. His presence was both commanding and serene, as steady as the cycle of the seasons themselves. By his side was Rhea, the gentle yet formidable goddess of fertility and motherhood. Together they stood as the pillars of their kin, rulers of an era shrouded in depthless quiet. In their realm, the Titans dwelt on the peaks of Mount Othris, a rolling expanse of formidable heights and hidden valleys. Each Titan governed a unique aspect of the cosmos, wielding influence that shaped the world below. There was Oceanus, lord of the boundless sea, whose waves caressed every shore. Tethys, his counterpart, nurtured the rivers and streams with her gentle but unyielding embrace. Hyperion, radiant titan of the sun, unfurled his brilliance across the sky, while Theia, luminous with the glow of the moon, hung her celestial lanterns to guide the way through darkness. Coeus infused the heavens with the wisdom of the stars, and Phoebe offered the mysteries of prophecy to those who dared seek them. As the cycles continued to turn, these titans contributed their strength and their wisdom. The rhythm of their influence was felt in the rustling leaves of ancient forests and in the ebb and flow of the tides. Their powers coursed through the earth, subtly sculpting every landscape with patience and purpose. The days under their reign were long and languid, a time when the world was yet uncrowded by the struggles and strife that came later. It was a time of balance, when chaos and order twined like a languorous stream, winding through gentle meadows. In this age, the heavens were wide, and the earth rested in their embrace with unhurried grace. Yet, the age of the Titans, vast and commanding, was not immune to the whisper of destiny carried on the winds of time. Cronus, who had risen against his own father Uranus to lead, faced the shadows of prophecy that spoke of change. Thus, a new era beckoned, unseen but inevitable. Tales of Cronus's rule murmured through the ether like the susurration of leaves in a hidden grove. He wielded his sickle with quiet resolution, a symbol of both creation and destruction. Under his reign, the earth flourished, fields of golden grain, swaying rhythmically under skies that seemed eternal. Yet the prophecy lingered, insistent and unwavering, like the distant echo of thunder on a warm summer's eve. In silent valleys and along shadowed pathways, whispers spread among their kin of a future moment when the balance would shift. For it was foretold that Cronus's own children might rise, bound by fate to break his dominion and usher in a new age. Those whispers did not reach him at once, held at bay like encroaching storm clouds on a distant horizon. In their world of majestic calm, each Titan continued to shape the cosmos as they had always done. The quiet influence of Hyperion shone upon fertile lands, and the soothing light of Theia's moon lulled the world into tender slumber. Oceanus embraced the shores with waters that reflected the skies like a looking glass of tranquility, and Tethys coaxed the rivers to sing softly along their courses. Amidst this harmony, Rhea nurtured life with a touch as gentle as a spring rain, while the cycles turned, inexorable as the changing season. Within her heart, she held the future, a flame flickering softly like a candle, set before a shadowed wall. Her thoughts strayed to her children, each one a bearer of the legacy she and Cronus had wrought. As Cronus contemplated the span of his rule, the air around him seemed to hum with the vibration of countless lives entwined. The wheel he turned was vast and ancient, a mechanism spun from the ages themselves. Yet, for all its grandeur, the truth of the prophecy whispered more insistently than ever. In the quiet halls of Mount Othryss, Rhea gave birth to her offspring in the rhythm of time dictated by the universe itself. The firstborn, Hestia, carried the warmth of the hearth's glow. Demeter came next, her presence promising the abundance of harvest. Hera followed, a future queen with eyes like storm clouds above a calm sea. Hades entered the world with a mysterious air, the unseen richness beneath the earth touched by his hand. Then Poseidon, whose strength surged like the seas, a force powerful, yet restrained. Lastly came Zeus, destined to shape the heavens with a voice as commanding as the thunder. Cronus, wary of the fate that loomed, took each newborn child and cast them into the depths, where they lay nestled in the belly of the earth, undisturbed but alive. His resolve was firm, like the roots of ancient trees gripping the soil. But Rhea, with wisdom gleaned from the ages themselves, devised a gentle plan. When she cradled Zeus in her arms, she swathed him in the milky light of dawn and spirited him away to the island of Crete, leaving an innocuous bundle of swaddling stone for Cronus. Time flowed, silent and swift, through the corridors of eternity. On that secret isle, Zeus grew strong, nourished by the nurture of the nurturing earth, until his strength was mightier than the mountains themselves. Unknown to Cronus, a storm was gathering beneath the surface of quietude. The threads of destiny continued to weave their intricate tapestry. Deep within the shadows, plans formed and alliances emerged. Zeus, with the wisdom of youth and the counsel of his nurturing mother, sought to right the world and fulfill the prophecy long spoken. Allies gathered at his side, forming bonds as enduring and firm as the roots of ancient oaks. The time arrived when Zeus approached Mount Othryss with a determination as steady as the tides. The clash of titans resounded across the land like the breaking of great waves against steadfast cliffs. Lightning illuminated the skies, and the earth trembled under the weight of older gods meeting new allies. In the strife that followed, the balance once held by the titans began to shift. The whisper of prophecy became reality, and the sound of battle rose, not in fury, but with the weight of inevitable change. The tension of opposing forces wove a narrative stark and true. The emergence of a new order mingled with the resonance of ancient echoes. Zeus, with his siblings freed from their confines, stood against the Titans with the resolve of lineage fulfilled. The influence of time, in its quiet persistence, witnessed the unyielding truth that even the greatest falls to the weight of new beginning. The Titans, steadfast as mountains, but unable to halt the wheels of destiny, saw their era fold like the sea, in gentle retreat from a sunlit shore. When the strife subsided, the new pantheon ascended the resplendent heights of Mount Olympus. The kingdom of the Olympians began, born upon the backs of giants who once reigned supreme. Change softly, embraced the old, and ushered in the dawn of a new age. Yet the stories of the Titans, etched upon the stone of memory, lingered still. As the flow of time meandered on, and the universe held its breath. The Titans left an indelible mark upon the earth, their influence as enduring as the whisper of the wind across a timeless meadow. Deep in the heart of eternity, their legacy continued, unbroken. For within the quiet pulse of life, and in the rhythmic dance of the elements, the Titans still stirred gently. As the stars gazed upon them from their celestial thrones, they remained forever part of the world they had shaped with the power of primordial grace. In the dim and distant past, when the world was young, and the air was thick with the whispers of the gods, the Titans held sway over the universe. Born from Gaia, the nurturing earth, and Uranus, the vast sky, they formed a mighty lineage. Yet, in their stories lie the seeds of new beginnings, as their children rose to shape the fate of the cosmos. Among the children of the Titans was the one whose light was pure, Helios, the sun god. Each day, Helios embarked on a journey across the sky, driving his chariot led by fiery horses. The sky brightened under his watchful gaze, and the golden light gently warmed the earth below. As Helios traversed the heavens, his mother, Theia, the goddess of sight and the blue of the sky, watched proudly. Selene, the gentle moon, was Helios's sister, casting her silver glow across the night. Her chariot, though smaller and softer in light, brought peace to the sleeping earth. With her serene light, she caressed the world, providing a tender luminescence as stars accompanied her across the tranquil heaven. Eos, the rosy-fingered dawn and sister to Helios and Selene, heralded the arrival of day. Her touch awakened the earth as dew clung to the leaves, and the gentle stirrings of morning creatures began. She painted the sky with hues of pink and orange, bridging the night and day with graceful transitions. Prometheus, known for his cleverness and foresight, was another of the notable children. Though a Titan, he took pity on mortal beings, gifting them the secret of fire. This act, generous and defiant, lit the spark of civilization among humankind. Prometheus' brother, Epimetheus, worked alongside him, though his gaze often lingered on the past. Atlas, a figure of great strength, bore the weight of the heavens upon his shoulder. As the world turned and time moved steadily forward, his burden remained unyielding. Yet he stood firm, lending stability to the celestial dome that arched overhead. The wind whispered softly around him, offering a gentle balm against his eternal duty. Leto, a daughter of the Titans, enchanted not only with her beauty, but with the serenity she brought to those who knew her. She gave birth to twins, Apollo and Artemis, under the shade of the sacred and hidden Delos. In her children's talents and pursuits, the world saw reflections of the balance between day and night, music and hunt. The world of the Titan's offspring was vast and interconnected, a tapestry woven with golden threads through time and myth. Each child carried within them whispers of the Titan legacy, mingled with the breath of new destiny. Their stories spread across the lands, rippling like the softest breeze over the surface of time. The gentle presence of Hecate, carrying echoes of magic and mystery, moved through shadows and moonlight. Bearing the wisdom of the night and the secrets of crossroads, she brought a quiet empowerment to those who sought her in twilight hours. Her torches, a guiding light in the stillness, marked the paths for those seeking solitary reflection. Rhea, the Great Mother, watched over her descendants with tender affection. Her legacy lay in the nurturing strength that carried through each lineage, a quiet reminder of the enduring power of maternal love. Her gentle grace soothed the hearts of those touched by tumultuous events, offering calm through compassionate presence. The lush forests where trees whispered secrets of ages past held the spirit of Daphne, a nymph forever intertwined with nature itself. The rustling leaves and murmuring brooks ensured that her essence lived on, a testament to the timeless bond between earth and sky. Amidst these tales of the Titan's children, the echoes of prophecy spoke softly of an eventual shift. The balance would move, slowly yet inexorably, toward new gods and new reigns. But for now, the world remained under the watchful eyes of the old, with their timeless wisdom grazing across the heavens and earth alike. In quiet valleys, untouched by time, the laughter of youthful deities mixed with the gentle rustling of leaves. The sun-bathed glens and moonlit ponds reflected the delicate dance of the past meeting the present. The streams mirrored the skies above, where divine wanderers trod softly along their celestial paths. The rivers of the world carried tales of ancient lore, whispered by the naiads, water nymphs born of the Titans. Their songs mingled with the flow of time, adding harmony to the eternal rhythm of the earth. As their gentle voices sang, the cycle of day and night continued, a lullaby of creation softly echoing across the ages. Elsewhere, gentle breezes carried the scent of fresh blossoms to the farthest reaches of the earth. This floral fragrance bespoke the presence of Chloris, the goddess of flowers, who awoke the blooms with a touch more gentle than dawn. Her presence brought the color and light of spring, painting the world in tones of renewal. The children of the Titans lived intertwined with the world, weaving their legacy through time and myth. Their tales, gentle yet profound, carried within them the essence of beginnings and balance. Just as night followed day and seasons turned from one to another, these divine figures continued the cycle begun by the Titans. The slow passage of time bore memories of adventures and quiet hours alike. In every dawn touched by Eos, and every night watched over by Selene, the whispered words of ancient promises lingered in the air. Nothing forgotten, all in harmony. The rhythm of the old world thrummed on toward eternity. In gardens and groves, where shadows lengthened with the setting sun, the quiet presence of Mnemosyne, the goddess of memory and time, infused the air. Her silent influence ensured that the stories of the past remained alive, each recollection a thread in the tapestry of life, connecting all things through quiet reflection. There, among the whispers of memory, the gentle trills of Apollo's lyre drifted, sweet and soft, through the tranquil landscapes. His harmonious music wove gently with the murmurs of brooks and zephyrs, creating melodies of peace. His presence, a beacon of light and learning, encouraged growth and wisdom for all who listened. Nearby, Artemis roamed the forests, under the shade of towering trees, her bow ever ready. Her strides were light and sure, taking her through dappled paths known only to her. She moved with the grace of a deer, a guardian of wilderness and the wild places of the earth, where silence spoke the loudest. Thus moved the children of the Titans through lands old and new. On gentle wings of time, their stories drifted across the ages, quiet and enduring, echoing the legacy of their mighty forebears. The tapestry of their lives embraced the earth and sky, wrapping the universe in threads of golden light and shadowed calm. As the soft night descended and stars appeared one by one, the world held its breath. The divine children settled among the celestial spheres, holding watch over the realm. With calm and everlasting presence, they upheld the gentle balance, a serene testament to the power and grace of their Titan lineage. In the quietude of ancient times, the myths left to linger in a world still renewing itself told stories of the Titans. These tales rested on the whispers of winds and the slow growth of stones. Among them lay myths of today, small fragments of old voices speaking of the gentle eternal watch kept by those who came before. In the shadow of mountaintops, where silvery clouds drifted lazily, the air buzzed softly with tales unforgotten. The Titans, mighty beings once rulers of a fledgling universe, found solace in retreat. As stars peered through the luminous sky, they spoke in hushed tones to the world below. Even in their absence, their presence was like a faint echo across the landscape, resonating through valleys and forests. These stories told of Mnemosyne, the keeper of memory, who cradled the collective truth of the cosmos' infancy. Tall and serene, she walked through realms where time hung gently, cradling the past in invisible hands. Her whispers floated through the realms, bringing the colors of dawn to plains and meadows. Her tales brushed the earth with colors of clarity and understanding in the soft, pre-dawn hours, when dreams lingered like mist over field. Not far away lay the quiet paths of Themis, the embodiment of fairness and natural order. Under emerald canopies swaying gently above, her presence brought equilibrium to all living things. Flanked by sturdy oaks and slender birches, her pale figure roamed silently across verdant landscapes. With every step, she guided creatures of the woods, shaping the instincts that led them through the rhythms of life. Her ceaseless harmony blended seamlessly into the whispering leaves, capturing the essence of a world where all lived in graceful balance. High above, Coeus gazed toward the firmament, his gaze meeting the unending dance of constellations. The azure sky, cascading into deeper hues with the fall of dusk, held his musings. Silent and wise, he gathered the whispers of stars, keeping their secrets close. His thoughts wove constellations into stories of ages past, preserving their light in the vast tapestry of eternity. His vision reached beyond horizons, revealing the wisdom found between the twinkling spheres. Beside him, Phoebe adorned the night with shimmering dreams that lulled the earth into tranquil rest. Her touch laid the gentle glow of moonlight upon still waters and slumbering hillsides. In the crescents and shadows, she intertwined dreams and reality, allowing their quiet interplay. Her silvery light caressed the world, weaving imagination into sleepy minds, inducing dreams that carried them softly through the land of Nod. Together, the Titans spoke of the world's beginnings, sharing their tales with subtle gestures. In these myths, Oceanus, the endless river, meandered through infinite realms. His presence flowed through hidden depths, cradling the secrets of time in serene currents, flowing silently through the veins of earth. Slow and ceaseless, his journey wound through silty beds and rocky shores, a reflective mirror of the skies above. His sister and counterpart, Tethys, nurtured life within her maternal embrace. Her waters kissed the land, fostering growth in even the most barren places. With tender waves, she eased seeds from their slumber, unfolding vibrant petals to receive the sun. In pools and lakes, her essence beckoned creatures teeming in diversity, harmonizing their intricate dance of life beneath her gentle watch. Wide fields and blossoming gardens swelled with tales from Ceres and Rhea, the nurturing mothers of both gods and earth. From the soil they coaxed living wonders, their hands shaping fertility into vast expanses of flora. In the golden light of an endless summer, they laid the foundation for harvests to come, encouraging wise growth amidst tranquil seasons. Every rustling leaf and swaying stalk whispered gratitude to their unseen hands. Elsewhere, Hyperion, bringer of light, draped vivid colors across the horizon. His warmth flowed through lands, chasing away shadows past, unveiling the promise of renewal at each day's start. Sky, painted in hues of rose and violet, unfolded under his gaze. In this light, the luminaries flourished, casting glow upon waking landscapes, nurturing life with gentle illumination. These ancient stories rested gently in the arms of the wind, shared quietly among the living. Even in the heart of nature, the Titan's presence remained, a legacy of nurturing power and compassionate wisdom. They were the veins and bones of an ancient world, dreaming softly through time, whispering stories into the throats of rivers and the rustling of trees. The seasons flowed gently onward, and the world continued its repose beneath the silent watch. The myths, ancient and unending, wound their quiet path through silence, threading together the timeless elements. Mountains, rivers, and skies ushered the echoes of forgotten voices, keeping their subtle promise alive, the guardianship of this eternal dreamscape. The myth of today lingered in the sweet melody of a stream, singing of ages past. The Titans slumbered within each ripple and leaf, their presence abiding in unseen realms. Wisps of cloud and shadow drifted lazily, caressing the earth with the gentle touch of their dreams, as eternity folded softly around them. Thus lay the myths of today, woven into the essence of the universe, steadfast and enduring. As time moved with a quiet rhythm, the world which held them nurtured their stories in the gentle embrace of never-ending night. In the depths of ancient time, when the world was young and the Titans reigned supreme, there lay vast expanses of quiet ocean. This was a time when the waters whispered softly over the earth, guided by the gentle hands of the Titaness Tethys. She, with her serene presence, oversaw the flow of every drop of water, directing it with grace and care. The ocean stretched endlessly, a blanket of calm blue beneath the wide sky. It held mysteries unknown, cradling the world in its expansive embrace. Tethys watched over it, her gaze gentle yet deep as the waters themselves. Rivers and streams were her delicate lacework, each one threading through the land with purpose and peace. In this time, the sun would rise slowly over the eastern horizon, casting a warm golden glow across the surface of the ocean, turning the waters into a shimmering tapestry of light. With each dawn, Tethys ensured the tides moved rhythmically, a steady heartbeat for the earth. It was a dance she had learned over eons, a quiet choreography of liquid movement and celestial timekeeping. The ocean's whispers grew louder during twilight, when stars began to sprinkle the sky with their silvery glow. Tethys would pause, listening to the stories carried on the wave. The deep, rhythmic pulse of the ocean spoke of ancient memories and untold dreams lingering beneath its depth. Sea creatures, large and small, swam through these dreams, their paths illuminated by the moon's gentle light. Among the roaming beings of the sea, dolphins would leap gracefully through the waters, their skin glistening like polished stone in the moonlight. Schools of silver fish darted beneath them, casting quicksilver reflections across the seabed. These creatures lived within the embrace of Tethys's domain, their lives intertwined with the ebb and flow of the tide. The calm surface of the ocean hid vast undercurrents, each one a secret path with its own quiet purpose. Seaweed swayed gently in these currents, a soft forest beneath the water. In those places, the Titaness's influence was felt most keenly, her whispers guiding the unseen network of life. The currents themselves bore many gifts, carrying seeds, longing messages from distant lands, and echoes of far-off wind. They caressed the shores of the earth with fingers of foam, leaving treasures to be discovered by those who might wander by. Shells and pebbles glistened in the light of day, each one a testament to the journey it had taken, the history of an ancient sea told in its smooth, quiet form. Above, the wind spoke softly with the ocean, sharing their stories with the waves. Clouds floated lazily through the sky, casting gentle shadows that moved like veils over the shimmering expanse. The interplay of sky and sea was a silent conversation, a language composed of gestures and sighs, understood only by those who took time to listen. Mountains stood in the distance, their peaks touched by clouds, watching over the whole scene like ancient sentinels. They were silent guardians, their stoic presence a steady backdrop to the movement below. Between them, valleys opened like the pages of a book, rivers spilling from their folds to join the sea. Each river was a lifeline, born of the tears of the Titans or the melting snows of a distant past. In the heart of these valleys, small creatures moved with gentle purpose. Deer sipped from cool streams, their graceful necks lowered to the water's edge. Birds flitted from tree to tree, their songs mingling with the babble of brooks, a delicate harmony carried on the breeze to the ocean's distant ear. And so, the world continued in its quiet passage, cradled by the watchful eyes of Tethys. Her touch was a balm that smoothed the rough edges of both sea and shore. The harmony she maintained was a delicate balance, yet unyielding and ancient as the stars themselves. It was a tapestry woven with care, each thread a necessary part of the whole. In this serene realm, the days passed softly into each other, marked only by the gentle rise and fall of the tides. Seasons whispered through the land, with winter's icy breath giving way to the tender renewal of spring. The changes were subtle, a seamless transition under Tethys's watchful gaze. The nights were long and full of quiet wonder, with constellations swirling above in a slow, celestial dance. These stars told stories of glory and loss, tales that had been passed down across the ages, and within their glow, sailors found guidance, their journeys shaped by both courage and hope. These men and women who dared to venture out upon the vast open sea would often pause in awe of its majesty. The horizon stretched before them, endless and inviting, a mystery to be unraveled. They trusted in the Titaness, in the unseen hand that guided the currents and brought them safely home. Tethys, ever watchful, saw them all. The explorers, the wanderers, the dreamers lost within their own thought. She cradled their fates within the serene flow of the ocean, a gentle rhythm that never ceased. Her presence was both a comfort and a promise, a reminder that the world continued on its quiet course, perpetually embraced by gentle waters. Thus, the ocean remained a place of tranquility and wonder. Its constant rhythm was a lullaby for the restless, a soft reminder of the larger world. It held within its depths the echoes of time itself, each wave a note in the grand symphony that enveloped the earth. And Tethys, with her timeless wisdom, continued her vigil over these waters. Her touch was gentle yet firm, her dedication unwavering. Under her care, the ocean flowed eternal, a vast expanse of life and dreams, a sanctuary that would forever cradle the world in its gentle embrace. In the ancient expanse of Oceanus's domain, a timeless realm unfolded, vast and serene. Silent waves whispered tales as they cradled the sleepy world between their gentle embraces. Beyond the well-known shores, the waters seemed endless, stretching into a distance where sky and sea merged, adorned in hues of twilight blue. Here, the sun cast a warm glow upon the surface, reflecting patterns that danced and shimmered like gentle whispers of the divine. Each ripple carried the dreams of the world between its delicate folds, a harmony of liquid lullabies. The winds, carrying the scent of distant lands, moved softly across the expanse, weaving through the maritime realm with a gentle caress. Beneath the surface sprawled a marvel of life, awakened to the gentle rhythm of the ocean. Forests of kelp swayed in a slow, deliberate dance, their emerald leaves whispering secrets to schools of fish that passed by in silvery streams. The creatures of the sea lived amidst this underwater haven, their forms gliding effortlessly through the embrace of calm waters. Dolphins leapt in gentle arcs, their sleek bodies catching the light before disappearing into the depths. At the heart of this domain, guarded by the gaze of eternity, rested Oceanus himself, the ancient Titan whose dominion extended across the great body of water. His presence was a steady force, a guardian of the mysteries that lay beneath the waves. With every sigh of the sea breeze, it felt as though he sang to the world, a melody of tranquility that lulled all within his realm into serene slumber. The domain of Oceanus was not marked by bold declarations or fiery passions, but by an eternal continuity that flowed, much like the waters themselves. The lives intertwined here were bound by a sense of endless time, moving with grace through the shadows and lights of their liquid world. Ships ventured at the edges of this realm, wooden vessels guided by stars as they sought safe passage through the cradle of waves. Mariners were not alone. Sea creatures accompanied these journeys, bridging the worlds above and below with their ancient wisdom. Whales sang songs of lore, each note a sonorous echo woven into the fabric of deep waters, while seabirds, their wings filled with the breeze, traced paths overhead. Cerulean seashells, polished by years of tides, lined the ocean floor. They spoke of stories etched within their spiraled curves, chronicling ages of change and constancy. In the quiet, those who listened closely might hear soft echoes within their chambers, a sound like the memory of waves gently brushing distant shores. In this oceanic expanse, time seemed to flutter between the moments, paced by the steady rhythm of the tide. It moved without hurry, a gentle passage marked by the rise and fall, each cycle a quiet nod to the eternal. The stars themselves seemed to drift slowly across their celestial seas, reflected in the mirrored surface of tranquil waters. Beneath the watchful gaze of these stars lay sprawling stretches of coral, vibrant in their splendid hues. Avalon shoals teemed with life, each creature a delicate balance within the grand tapestry. The corals stood as havens of color, blossoming in patterns intricate and serene. A silent chorus where fish wove their paths in unison. Farther down, the ocean deepened. The light softened as it trickled through endless leagues of quiet water. There, in the realm where shadows and secrets merged, the heart of Oceanus' empire pulsed with slow, enduring light. Great leviathans drifted through silent valleys, leaving only a ripple in their wake. They moved as dreams might, grand and silent, within their watery repose. Nocturnal creatures awakened with the setting sun, emerging from hidden crevices to the lullaby of the night. They embraced the gentle darkness, a cloak of mystery that invited whispers of forgotten myths. Bioluminescent beings flickered soft glows, stars beneath the waves, tracing luminescent paths that danced with the ebb and flow of moonlit tides. The melody of Oceanus wove through the world's cradle, a song of constancy and promise. His children, the rivers, reached toward the sea like eager hands. They wove through mountains and valleys, their tributaries whispering their way to the vastness of their father's domain. As tributaries widened, the pace slowed, meeting in a gracious union with the welcoming expanse. Legends told of the Titan's hand in sculpting the coastlines, his fingers tracing curves of tides and whirlpools. With a guiding touch, he calmed the storms, offering haven to sailors lost at sea. With each breath of the tide, he imbued the realm with reverence to the gentle cycles, a harmony both persistent and undefined. And so, Oceanus' domain unfolded, open and endless, a serene testament to the grand design of time and water. There, under a canopy of stars and tides, life thrived in tranquil continuity, undisturbed by the passage of ages. On star-filled nights, when the sea was a mirror to the heavens, constellations whispered tales to those who watched. Planets glided silently. Their reflections shimmered across the water, tracing luminescent pathways. The night wrapped the world in a tender embrace, cradling the rhythms of both sky and sea until dawn beckoned once more. In the dawn's gentle awakening, a chorus of seabirds announced the arrival of day. Their calls blended into the symphony of waves, singing greetings to the sun as it painted the horizon. The sky turned a canvas of soft pastels, while gentle zephyrs stirred the surface of Oceanus' domain. The blending of dawn into day mirrored the seamless shifts within the sea itself, where light brought warmth and color to the hidden depths. Beneath the waves, life sparked with renewed vigor. Shoals of fish danced in playful swirls, and sea turtles drifted with the ease of ancient wisdom. The graceful shadows of rays skimmed the ocean floor, their patterns painting fleeting mosaics of light and shade. Through it all, Oceanus watched silently, his presence an unyielding anchor. He molded the rhythm of tides and currents, guiding each moment along the shoreline. He was the pulse within every wave, the murmur in every ripple, holding his domain in tranquil balance. When the world turned into evening once more, the sun slipped beyond the horizon's edge, leaving a tapestry of colors to fade into the night. The calm return of dusk enveloped Oceanus' realm as day conceded to the tender embrace of night. Stars resumed their gentle vigil, 1,000 silent guardians watching over the vast, tranquil sweep of Oceanus's watch. And within those endless waves, the forgotten tales of Titans lingered softly, woven into the tapestry of the sea. Their stories spoke in hushed tones, resting peacefully within the rhythm of tides that bore the world into dreams, until time itself seemed to drift away on the calming breath of the ocean. In the ancient realm, under a gentle sky, the land stretched out with whispers of ancient stories. Valleys lay cradled between mountains, and in one such valley nestled a lake known as the Peaceful Waters. Its surface remained still, a mirror capturing the soft blues and greens of the world above and around. Surrounding the lake, tall reeds swayed lightly in a tender breeze. The breezes here were always mild, gliding over the water as if spreading a comforting lullaby, echoing tales of tranquility. Nearby, trees stood with roots grounded deep, their branches arching gracefully, tracing delicate patterns against the vast sky. Nearby, the gentle river Ioannis fed the lake, winding through the land. Its waters glided over smooth stones, creating a soothing, constant song. Soft banks lined with flowers gave the river a pathway, humble yet radiant. Colors of lavender, white, and soft yellow blended gently in the sunlight. The Titans, ancient beings of great power, often found solace by these waters. Though their hearts held the weight of ages, here they surrendered to the lake's embrace. Among them was Themis, who cherished balance and order. Draped in soft garments, she would tread lightly to the water's edge. Her presence calmed the air, as if even the wind paused to listen. Alongside her, Coeus, the questing mind, often sought the stars reflected on the glassy surface. His thoughts, vast and deep, mirrored the cosmos. Here, they found simplicity, a moment to breathe and let go of the eternal dance of celestial duty. On a soft day, the sky held only wisps of clouds, gentle and fleeting. The Titans gathered near the shore, their steps as soft as woven threads. Helios, the ever-shining, warmed the earth beneath their feet, and the light flickered across the serene water like a gentle promise. The earth, in her wisdom, allowed gentle creatures to wander here. Birds with bright plumage sang songs that wove through the air gently. Their calls were like gentle notes in nature's symphony, steady and soothing. Around them, deer grazed quietly, their eyes serene, while fish beneath the lake's surface glided in slow, unhurried dances. As night began her slow arrival, the sky transitioned with tender grace. Stars emerged, timid and slow, casting their soft light over the gentle world. Around the Titans, the world slowly shifted into hues of twilight, the day giving way not to darkness, but to a soft, encompassing embrace. Selene, with her silver chariot, began her ascension, her face reflected upon the waters. The moon's gentle light spread across the surface, bathing everything in calm splendor. The lake, known for its peace, shimmered beneath her gaze, a quiet companion to the celestial dance above. Here, time seems suspended in stillness. The Titans, though eternal, felt the delicate passage of moments. Pulse of the world, strong yet gentle, echoed in every rustle of leaves, every ripple upon the water. Their hearts, ancient and wise, beat in time with the rhythm of the earth. The land cradled them like a tender guardian, allowing their stories to linger softly upon the air. Whispers of old legends drifted gently, woven with the sounds of nature, creating a tapestry of serene, eternal tales. As the night deepened, the air cooled softly. A gentle mist began to rise, covering the surface of the lake. It spread across the water like softest silk, a silent guardian of dreams, cloaking the land in quiet reverie. In the embrace of night, the Titans rested. Their thoughts settled quietly, like leaves upon the water. Here, in the silent watch of the stars, they found a respite from the vastness of their being. The air, touched with the scent of earth and water, carried a deep calm. Even the smallest creatures felt it. Frogs, hidden among the reeds, sang their gentle lullaby in harmony with the world's hushed breathing. The world gently cradled all in her arms. Mountains stood sentinel, wrapped in the quiet shadows of night. Trees, with branches glowing in the moonlight, reached skyward like silent guardians of this peaceful realm. Each shadow and light shared in this quiet symphony. In the distance, the soft hum of the river continued, constant and tranquil. Its endless journey joined the harmony of the night, weaving through the landscape, nourishing with a quiet, steadfast promise. As dawn approached, the first light touched the edge of the world, tender and pale. The sky softened, as if waking from a gentle, endless dream. Stars whispered their farewells as the horizon began to glow, a soft promise of a new day. Apollo, the bringer of light, stirred on the horizon. His presence promised warmth and life, a gentle awakening of the world. Slowly, the light grew, quietly spreading across the land. The peaceful waters mirrored this gentle light, as if welcoming the day's gentle, unfolding embrace. In this tender realm, the world held its breath, caught between the lingering shadows of night and the gentle promise of day. The lake, serene and timeless, reflected both worlds, a bridge for those who found solace in its stillness. The Titans, eternal caretakers of the earth, rose with the dawn. Their journeys, endless and vast, would forever be woven with the gentle beauty of this tranquil moment. A moment suspended between dreams and new beginnings, held in the delicate embrace of the peaceful water. In the gentle embrace of the primordial world, long before mortals knew its breadth, a vast tapestry of sky stretched above the land. This sky, said by those who dared to imagine, was held by mighty Atlas. Atlas, a titan of formidable strength, bore this enormous burden with a dignified grace known only to the ancient beings of time's beginning. Atlas, son of the Titan Iapetus and the Oceanid Clymene, stood not by choice, but by the decree of Zeus. For in the great war, the Titans had risen against the gods of Olympus, seeking dominion over both earth and sky. Yet, as destiny's hand wove its pattern, the Olympians prevailed, casting down their predecessors and shaping a new order. Among those who suffered from the Titans' defeat, Atlas was deemed uniquely strong. Zeus destined him to carry the heavens, a task both grand and enduring, ensuring the balance of the cosmos remained unbroken. Thus, on the farthest edges of the world between ocean's border and the realm where the sterner phantoms lay, Atlas found his eternal station. As the ages rolled with the silent passage of time, the duty became a part of him, a seamless union of the Titan and the sky. The pillar of his form rose from the earth, the muscles of his arms locked in ceaseless support of that azure expanse. A steadfast figure, he stood among the swirling mists and whispering winds, his stature untouched by the years flowing quietly by. Around him the elements danced in their endless harmony. Soft breezes carried dreams from distant lands, weaving tales of warmth and wonder. Clouds passed in gentle procession, their shadows tracing patterns over the earth below. Sunlight shimmered softly across the heavens, painting them in hues of dawn and dusk. In this solemn charge, Atlas's thoughts drifted like the clouds above him. He held memories of ancient days when Titans roamed free and unburdened. Though bound by Zeus's command, those recollections brought no bitterness to his heart. Instead, they lay like quiet stones upon a stream, their edges smoothed by time's passing. In silent moments, the stars cast their soft glow, each one a beacon in the vastness overhead. The constellations, silent wanderers in the night's tapestry, whispered stories only Atlas could hear. He listened to their silent wisdom, his eyes tracing paths across the sky, where heroes and beasts spun in perpetual dance. Here lay a kinship with the celestial realm, a connection more profound than any mere burden. Beneath the sky's weight, his sense of duty remained a thread woven with resilience. Seasons came and went, each bringing its own subtle shift in the air. Winter's breath gave way to the tender touch of spring. Summer's warmth yielded to autumn's quiet embrace. Yet, within this endless cycle, Atlas's form remained unchanged, an unwavering sentinel beneath the stars. Long ago, a tale spoke of Heracles and the challenge that led him to Atlas. Sent to retrieve the golden apples of the Hesperides, Heracles sought the Titan's aid. Upon reaching the far horizon, where Atlas's silhouette stood faint against the evening light, Heracles greeted him with respect. Together they forged a temporary accord, one born of necessity and the transience of mortal affairs. For a brief time, Heracles assumed the burden, his mortal frame strained beneath the sky's weight. Atlas, free for those fleeting moments, gathered the desired fruits. Upon return, Atlas considered leaving his timeless duty behind, yet Heracles, wise in his own way, rebalanced the trust. And so, the burden returned to Atlas' shoulders, a momentary interlude, now fading into the tapestry of memory. Though encounters marked the passage of years, the solitude of Atlas remained gentle and vast. The rustling leaves uttered secrets to him, their whispers merging with the harmony of the wind. Birds, in their migratory journeys, paid homage with songs, their melodies echoing across the boundless air. Thus, amid the quiet procession of time, the weight of the sky and the steadfast Titan became a single existence. The world turned as it always had, the echoes of deep time woven with gentle continuity. The burden carried by Atlas, though immense and eternal, found its place within the universe's harmony, a silent vow kept in the vastness above all. The myth spoke softly of the enduring strength and serenity of Atlas, whose endless task was neither questioned nor disturbed. Bound eternally to the duty bestowed upon him, his presence underpins the balance of worlds and whispers of eternity to the quiet stars. Day followed night in timeless rhythm, the world beneath waking, resting, dreaming. The seasons wrapped the earth in their cycles, a testament to nature's gentle discipline. Within this dance, Atlas remained, a guardian of the celestial dome, knowing nothing of weariness or change. The heavens shaded gradually to night and dawn, the great arc of stars spanning above, telling their ageless stories. The moon, in her quiet phases, traced paths across the sky, always returning, always serene. Atlas, in his vigilant watch, found solace in their silent journey. Amidst the peace of this endless world, the skies resounded with a soft hum, a song beyond time, heard only by those who understood the depth of the night. Atlas, with ears attuned to this celestial melody, stood as the eternal listener. Each moment, a gentle stroke on the canvas of eternity. Years unraveled softly, imitating the quiet waves of the sea pressing on a distant shore. The sky, ever present, vast, remained both Atlas's burden and companion. In the flickering light of distant fires, whispers reached the ears of those who gathered tales from the stars. There, the stories of Atlas spun softly, carried gently over time. Through their telling, his unending vigil over the earth became the stuff of legend. Thus, in the fabric of myths, the tale of Atlas found gentle perpetuity. A figure among the cosmos, a being of strength without anguish, his existence whispered of an old world's beauty, stern and serene. The universe swept onward, cradling the ancient Titan in its boundless embrace, where the weight of the sky seemed both a burden and a bond woven gently through the ages. Through countless nights and days, Atlas's form stayed ever steady, amidst the vastness, beneath the gentle, unyielding sky. His watch endured, untouched by time, as a testament to the intricacies and constancies of the ancient world. The myth held the soft echo of his story, a tale of balance and quiet strength, a lullaby for the ages in the embrace of eternity. In the vast expanse of the ancient world, where the sky stretched endlessly above, and the earth lay wide and rolling below, stood the great Titan, Atlas, a solitary figure amid the timelessness of existence. His presence was formidable, carved into the legend of the world with an inevitability as certain as the rising sun. The task that fell upon him was immense, a burden cast with the weight of 1,000 stars. Rising alone upon the earth's edge, Atlas held aloft the celestial sphere, his arms a bridge between the heavens and the earth. Each day merged quietly into the next in his solitary vigil. His strength was eternal, though the weight he bore whispered tales of fatigue, wrapped in ancient tales of duty and endurance. Far beyond the mortal lands, the horizon stretched, a sweep of blue and gold, where day met night in a seamless embrace. The skies, painted with the blush of dawn and the deep indigo of twilight, swirled gently above. Atlas, motionless, bore witness to it all, the soft arc of the sun's journey across the sky, the tender retreat of the moon. Stars twinkled in silent patterns, an eternal tapestry woven against the backdrop of infinity. Atlas' world was one of silence, a quiet as profound as the sky he held. Time to him was an endless river, flowing steadily with a soothing consistency. Amid this streaming river, his mind wandered through reflections of what was and what could lie beyond. He remembered his brethren, the other titans who had roamed the earth with a thunderous might when the world was yet young. Now, their tales were wrapped in whispers carried by the wind. The mountains stood resolute. Beside him, their peaks rising with determination, sculpted by aeons of time and nature's gentle hand. The whispers of the wind carried the scent of pine and stone, while the cool embrace of air drifted calmly across the landscape. This world was his alone, a realm of solitude marked by a constant presence above. In moments of stillness, Atlas listened to the world below. The rustle of leaves brought stories from forests, while the distant crash of ocean waves traced melodies across the sand. The echo of birds' songs wove intricate patterns through the breeze, a gentle reminder of life continuing its timeless dance. These sounds formed a tranquil symphony, soft and harmonious, each note resting lightly upon the air, like a whisper exchanged among old friends. Above, clouds shifted slowly in languid procession, their forms ever changing, like dreams floating gently across the Titan's boundless field of vision. The sun's warmth bathed his skin in gentle rays, a tender caress from the cosmos itself. In cycles of comfort, the day would yield to night, and night would surrender again to day, each turn a lulling rhythm, an ancient heartbeat as steady as the one in his own breast. Atlas gazed far into distant lands, where rivers intertwined with the earth, painting stories on the landscape. The rivers, ancient pathways, wound their way through valleys and plains, carving life into the earth's very fabric. Along their banks, life flourished, as green stretched wide and the song of the breeze rustled through tall grass. The world beneath embraced seasons in a delicate waltz, a dance as tender as it was unending. Spring would weave blossoms into the tapestry of hills and fields, a quiet renewal that painted the earth with the brush of vitality. Summers brought warmth, waving fields under clear blue skies, every ray a gentle kiss from the sun. Autumn rustled in turn, a cascade of color descending from branches, covering paths with vibrant hues. Winter, quiet in its own stark beauty, wrapped the earth in a soft mantle of white, a tapestry of silence and rest. As each season brushed against the land, Atlas felt their presence, each shift in air and earth resonating within his own being. His vigil was marked by the passage of these seasons, gentle companions in his solitude, each whispering their secrets to the sky he bore. His connection to the world was profound, each element of nature a thread woven with endless care. Atlas' mind traveled over eons long past, to the times when knowledge was shared and wisdom spread like seeds upon the wind. From his vantage, he had witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the birth and ebb of cultures, the quiet passing of countless lives beneath him. He pondered their stories, lives lived with purpose, dreams nurtured under the same sky, feelings intertwined within the fabric of existence. Above, where his strength held firm, the constellations moved with celestial grace. The night sky, a canvas brushed by countless artisans. These stars told stories older than time, their light a chorus of ancient voices harmonizing through darkness. Each constellation was a marker, a beacon upon which myths were built, guiding sailors on their journey across uncharted waters, offering hope and direction with each glimmer. The world beyond his gaze reflected the harmonious balance of existence. It was a continuous unfolding, a poem without end, written softly into the heart of time. And within this vast tapestry, Atlas remained poised, silent in his purpose, a guardian of the heavens tethered by the weight of his duty. As shadows stretched gently across the land, night tightened its embrace, The world softened under the watchful eye of the moon, her pale light a gentle companion in the stillness. Stars gleamed in their ordered patterns, twinkling softly through the depths of the sky. Atlas, steadfast and enduring, mirrored those stars. A sentinel of the sky, his existence a testament to the resolve of an entire age. His legacy resonated with every whisper of the wind, every rustle of the trees, and every gentle ripple on the water's surface. He stood, an image of constancy, his spirit as enduring as the heavens he supported. The quiet passage of ages had written itself into the earth and sky, forming a continuum of calm and balance. The world knew him not as a separate force, but as a piece of the grand design, woven into the fabric of legends. His place was upon the earth, beneath the sky, a pillar upon which the heavens rested. And so, with each rotation of the world, Atlas remained a quiet guardian against the endless sweep of time, ever watchful, ever enduring, a part of the eternal dance that whispered through the layers of existence, a solitary figure and engaged in an unending vigil under the vast canopy of infinite stars. In the times of ancient grandeur, before the age of mighty Olympians, the Titans roamed a world veiled in mystery. Among them wandered Hyperion, the Titan of heavenly light, whose gaze spanned the cosmos. His heart lay with Theia, a goddess of sparkling ether and brightness. Together, they beheld the blanket of night, scattered with music and light. Upon one quiet evening, when the earth lay in expectant hush beneath a canvas of deep indigo, Hyperion ascended to the sky. Beside him, Theia glided, her radiance unfurling like the gentle rise of dawn. Their mere presence painted the heavens with strokes of soft luminescence. Stars twinkled shyly amidst this ethereal embrace, as if whispering secrets of ages long past. The mountains below stood as silent sentinels, their granite faces turned upward. Valleys curled gently around the shadows, while rivers mirrored the glittering canopy above. Each tiny shiver of starlight seemed to lend its glow to the world, whispering softly in delicate reverence. As the celestial pair traversed the heavens, their bond illuminated the tapestry, woven with threads of myth and light. Their children, Helios, Selene, and Eos, followed in the paths set by their forebears. Helios steered his chariot, gilding the day with golden flames. Selene, with her silvered grace, wove nighttime dreams, while Eos heralded the dawn with wings tinted in rosy hues. On this night, however, the stars held a tale of their own. Amongst the ancient constellations, an old story unfolded across the vast canopy. It began where the sky dipped to meet the horizon. There danced Orion, a hunter woven from stars, ever in pursuit of mythical creatures that roamed the heavens. His broad shoulders bore the lustrous glow of 3 jeweled stars, marking his steadfast stance against the infinite dark. By his side flickered the Pleiades, a cluster of starry maidens. They pirouetted with graceful abandon, each shimmering sister linked by an eternal dance. Together, they forged patterns that sang of companionship amidst the vastness of the void. Beneath this celestial gathering lay the placid figure of Taurus, the bull who watched over the heavenly ballet with the calm of ages. Farther still, the great bear ambled along the northern sky, its form etched with stars bright and ancient. Beside it wound the gentle river Eridanus, a celestial stream flowing towards worlds unseen. Upon these constellations, Hyperion and Theia bestowed a silent benediction, their light nurturing the stories spun through the celestial heavens. Below, the fields lay draped in shadow, while stones and branches whispered tales to the drowsy earth. Each note of starlight painted dreams upon the slumbering minds of mortals, offering glimpses of eternity, dreams filled with adventure and wonder, woven gently into the fabric of sleep. Upon the horizon, Selene began her rise, a silver crescent lifting with quiet grace. She traversed the sky, her gentle illumination caressing the land below. Soft waves kissed each shore with sighs of night, while trees stretched slender limbs towards her glowing semblance, as if to draw strength from her glow. As Hyperion and Theia continued their celestial journey, they watched as Selene followed her destined path. Her light was echoed by countless stars, each fixed in its place by an unseen hand. The sky, wide and celestial, holding dreams and guiding the wanderers beneath. Another constellation caught their gaze, the mighty Leo, with its regal mane waving silently. It stood guardian over these stories of old, cast against the heavens for eternity. Leo's proud stance inspired courage, its brilliance burning warmly above the slumbering world. Draco curled with serpentine grace around the pole, its starry eyes ever watchful. The eternal dragon, silent yet powerful, knitted its way through the folds of myth and starlight. It held secrets of the universe close, guarding them with unwavering vigilance. As the night drew on, the breath of the world grew slow and rhythmic. Mountains and forests, seas and deserts, all fell under the tender spell of the stars. The night wind stirred gently among the trees, carrying the echoes of an ancient lullaby. Hyperion and Theia descended slowly, their celestial journey near an end. Their steps traced the horizon where the first blush of dawn began to stir. The sky lightened to hues of gentle lavender and rose, each petal of color unfurling softly as the dawn approached. The stars began to dim their glow, retreating to their silent vigil until darkness called once more. The sky shed its cloak of night for the tender embrace of morning, as the first rays of Helios touched the earth with gentle warmth. In this serene transition, the legacy of the Titans shimmered through time, their tales woven into the endless expanse. Hyperion and Theia, gentle keepers of night's secrets, bestowed their light upon the world. They carved stories from the fabric of the cosmos, leaving trails of starlight in their wake. As dawn's light grew brighter, Helios strode across the sky, beginning the dance anew. His warmth spread vitality through the waking world, bringing life to the dreams wrought under his parents' watchful gaze. And so, as it had always been, the stars above continued their steadfast watch. Ever present, they lingered in the vast firmament, quiet keepers of celestial stories. Their light twinkled faintly upon a land now stirring with day, holding in their embrace the whispers of eternity, weaving myths as the world ebbed and flowed like the infinite tide. In the quiet depths of ancient lore, there lies a realm known as Tartarus. It stretches far beneath the earth's surface, a hidden expanse shrouded in profound silence. Shadows dance gently upon its unseen walls, swaying softly like the deep ocean's rhythmic waves. The air hangs still, a tranquil breath whispering secrets of bygone eras. In this vast, dim place, the Titans dwell, bound by chains of fate and history. Their mighty forms, though restrained, remain imbued with an ancient power, like great mountains resting in shadow. Time unfolds in unhurried measures here, a gentle flow, untroubled by the clamor of the world above. Each titan resides in a separate domain, vast yet enclosed, where echoes murmur softly. The boundaries of their prisons, though formidable, exude a strange serenity, as if the very stone and iron are softened by the passage of ages. In these quiet alcoves, the titans slumber, dreams as ancient as the earth swirling gently in their minds. Cronus, the once proud king of the Titans, rests in solitary pensiveness. His presence is quiet yet formidable, a great river flowing slowly through a silent valley. Around him shadows shift delicately, a curtain drawn in whispers. Thoughts drift through his mind, echoes of lost power and forgotten glory, mingled with the gentle rustle of eternity. His heart, though subdued, beats a steady rhythm, a quiet reminder of the life beneath the silence. Nearby, Rhea lies in peaceful contemplation. Her domain, filled with the quiet strength of the earth, holds an air of serene balance. The essence of life and growth surrounds her, though muted, like a garden in the gentle embrace of twilight. Her thoughts wander like a gentle breeze over fields, weaving patterns of memory and hope. Wrapped tenderly in the cradle of time, in separate alcoves, the other titans rest, each accompanied by the quiet music of their own thoughts. Oceanus, the ever-flowing stream, dreams of vast seas and endless horizons, where waves dance softly under moonlight. The gentle murmur of distant tides fills his mind, a lullaby carried from shores unseen. Tethys, his counterpart, rests alongside him, her presence a calm anchor to his endless drift. Her dreams intertwine with his, creating a subtle harmony, like two rivers meeting silently in a still, moonlit bay. Coeus, the inquisitive mind, lies in deep reflection. His thoughts, a labyrinth of stars and celestial mysteries, weave through the fabric of the cosmos. The gentle twinkle of distant constellations glimmers in his thoughts, a tapestry woven from light and shadow, spinning silently in the vastness. Phoebe, his serene partner, brings a gentle light to his musings, adding softness to the intricate dance of ideas. Hyperion, the bright titan, rests enveloped by the echoes of light and warmth. Rays of an unseen sun flicker faintly around him, casting tender shadows that move with the slow pattern of ages. His thoughts drift on a gentle tide of illumination, reaching toward the heavens with a quiet yearning. Gaia, his luminous counterpart, shares his glow, her presence adding a softer hue to the light that surrounds them. Iapetus, bold and resolute, lies in solemn quietude. Thoughts of strength and endurance accompany his restful state, a mountain unshaken by the winds of time. His mind, a tapestry of fortitude, rests beneath the gentle weight of ages. Beside him, Clymene lingers, her presence a soothing touch to his steadfast thoughts, adding subtle grace to the underlying strength. Even these great beings, bound by ancient laws, find peace in the deep silence of Tartarus. Their resting place, a realm untouched by chaos, becomes a sanctuary where thoughts drift like clouds over vast landscapes. The quiet is profound yet comforting, an unending lullaby that cradles them in a timeless embrace. In this silent expanse, the passage of time holds little meaning. Moments stretch into eternity, an unbroken chain of calm. The Titans, though restrained by power greater than theirs, experience a profound tranquility, a slumber wrapped in the gentle folds of forgotten era. The darkness of Tartarus is all-encompassing, yet it is a gentle veil, concealing a beauty untouched by light. Stars, unseen but felt, resonate softly through the thick silence. Here, even shadows have a substance, a gentle firmness that holds the echoes of ancient histories. Through their dreams, the Titans connect with the earth above, their presence a silent thread woven into the tapestry of the world. Elements of nature find a deep resonance within them. Stories of the earth playing gently upon the surfaces of their quiet minds. Gentle breezes, born from the whispers of ages, circulate calmly, touching the Titans with a tender grace. They carry ancient scents of rich soil and distant forests, of deep oceans and high mountains, wrapping the slumbering Titans in a cloak of the world they once knew. In this tranquility, their breaths become a soft symphony. Inhale and exhale, a soothing rhythm that harmonizes with the gentle pulse of Tartarus itself. It is a music inaudible to mortal ears, yet it fills the realm with a serenity that reaches the deepest chasms of existence. Without the rush of time's passage, the Titans embrace the unending now, a single moment stretched into infinity. Their rest, uninterrupted by the tumult of the cosmos, brings a stillness that transcends even the dreams that envelop them. From far above, echoes of the earth's heartbeat resonate, a faint drum that pulses in harmony with the slumbering Titans' own silent rhythms. This unison, untouched by conflict or despair, becomes a balm that soothes the quiet soul of Tartarus. Though bound by ancient decree, the Titans find a certain freedom within their dreams. They wander through landscapes of memory and possibility, traversing vistas composed of bygone days and potential tomorrows. The silence of Tartarus, a gentle keeper of secrets, cradles these ancient beings with a promise of eternity. It is a silence that holds everything, yet asks for nothing, wrapping the Titans in a tender embrace as they rest, timeless and eternal, beneath the weight of forgotten worlds. Thus, in the stillness of Tartarus, the Titans sleep on, untouched by the chaos from which they came, and cradled peacefully within the unending silence of their sacred realm. In a time before the light of the Olympians reached the world, the Titans reigned over vast, shadowed realms where whispers of ancient songs lingered in the wind. This was the era when stories began, the paths of the earth drawn by the eternal hands of the fabled beings. Among these mighty Titans was Mnemosyne, the Titaness of memory, whose domain was not of earth or sky, but of the past itself. Her presence flowed like the gentle brook, ever constant, yet quietly powerful, winding through the ages with grace and humility. In her realm, the past was a quiet tapestry of moments stitched together with threads of gold and silver, each moment a soft echo of once was. Time unfolded in layers, each memory tenderly cradled by her watchful care. She wandered through her domain, her footsteps silent upon the grounds where history softly hummed its endless tune. Her eyes, deep pools of knowing, held the stories of countless ages, the fading light of moments gone by flickering gently like the stars overhead. Her sisters and brothers each had their own stories, their own gifts that shaped the world. Yet Mnemosyne's gift was a gentle weaving, her hands forming the web that connected all time. Within her serene presence, echoes whispered of the past, telling stories only she understood completely. Her song was the soothing lullaby of the ancient land, a gentle tale of what had come before. One soft twilight, Mnemosyne walked in her tranquil gardens, where golden leaves rustled softly in the gentle breeze. Each tree in this haven stood tall and wise, its roots entwined with the soil of history. The gentle murmur of the leaves was a whispered conversation between time and creation. Her footsteps traced a path familiar and old, worn smooth by the ages. As the moon began to rise, casting its silver light across her realm, the air around her shimmered with soft elegance. Among the paths of her domain, there was a hidden grove known to few, a place where the air was thick with stories untold. Here, stone benches lined a small, tranquil clearing, their surfaces cool and smooth, lined with moss and quiet reflection. It was a place of reverie, where the mind could wander free, touching the thin veil between present and past. In this grove, Mnemosyne often found solace and understanding. The past sang to her their gentle songs, a chorus of experience and wisdom. Memories glided through the air, delicate and light, like feathers carried by the finest of breezes. As she sat in the grove, the world around her seemed to slow, the moments elongating gently, stretching into the quietude of eternity. In this peaceful solitude, the whispers of the past took form, gentle spirits of memory seeking solace in her presence. They drifted around her in a serene dance, weaving stories with threads unseen. Their soft voices mingled with the night, a harmonious symphony of what has been. Theirs was a language beyond words, communicated through the heart, each tale wrapped in the gentle embrace of time. The eldest whispers spoke first, their voices ancient and wise. They sang of the dawning of Titans, when the cosmos was young and the stars newly born. Their song spoke of creation's breath, the birth of mountains from slumbering earth, the oceans that awakened under the watchful gaze of celestial eyes. They told of the first fire, the primal beat of earth's molten heart, and the quiet pulse of life still unformed, resting beneath the surface of consciousness. Mnemosyne listened with quiet reverence, her heart open to the stories enfolding her. As the whispers continued their tale, the song shifted, moving like a gentle tide between time's shores. They sung of the season's birth, the endless cycle of birth, growth, rest, and renewal. Each changing leaf, each blooming bud, a testament to the rhythm of life entwined with memory. The earth itself a canvas, painted and repainted with life's enduring brush. Then came the whispers of the middle years, when the Titans held dominion over all beneath the sky. They spoke of great gatherings beneath the stars, when wisdom was shared and bonds were forged, laughter mingling with the scent of olive and laurel. Their tales grew vibrant, full of echoes of joy and sorrow, victories and losses that shaped the tapestry of the world. Long tales spun from the threads of shared existence, a living history woven into being by hands both gentle and strong. Among these memories stood the stories of Mnemosyne's own kin, the rich weaving of family and creation. Her brothers and sisters, their powers and strengths, each a pillar of universes known and unknown. Their presence in the songs was strong, a harmony of convergence and divergence, the dance of destiny in cosmic realm. Yet, in these songs, there lay a quiet undercurrent, a reminder of the cycle that bound them all. The future yet unwritten, awaiting time's gentle hand. And when the whispering song turned once more, the youngest of stories began to unfold. These were the tales nearer to the waking world, fresher in the mind of eternity, unmarked by the passing of countless eons. They spoke softly of the coming changes, the transformation of the present into history. They sang of the cycles turning, shields raised and fallen, new bonds formed as old ones were remembered, yet released. For hours, the whispers danced and sang, until at last their voices faded gently into the night. Silence returned to the grove, a quiet peace holding the world in calm care. The moonlight bathed the stones in silver glow, the world brimful of serene stillness. Mnemosyne lingered a moment longer, her heart full of the quiet strength of understanding, the gentle certainty brought by the whisper's tales. With the dawn's approach, she rose quietly from the grove, her path leading back through the tranquil gardens, where dawn's light began to unfold. Her steps were light upon the ground, her mind a quiet sea over which whispers drifted softly. She moved with grace and ease, her presence gentle as a summer breeze, a keeper of stories, a whisperer of the past's endless promise. And so the Titaness of memory walked on, her thread of time unspooled in quietude, weaving the days and nights into an endless hymn. As the sun crested the earth, her realm thrummed with light, the whispers holding always the promise of peace. Memories wrapped in the gentle lull of time's embrace. In the quiet aftermath of the great clash, the land lay still beneath a gentle silver light. The storm, which had roared across the world, had finally spent its fury. Vast fields, once churning with thunderous clouds, now stretched serene under an expansive sky. The earth, damp with recent rain, exhaled slowly, releasing a fresh and comforting scent of renewal. Along the high ridges of Mount Othrys, where the Titans had once traversed in their ancient mighty forms, peace settled like a soft, enduring cloak. Echoes of their presence lingered in the rocks and valleys, but now only the whisper of the wind remained. The sky, unfurled in velvet twilight, bore no traces of strife, only the tender glimmer of stars emerging from a navy expanse. One might say that the air carried a sense of timelessness, as if the world had returned to its ageless slumber. The great Titan Oceanus, ever flowing and encompassing, wrapped the world in the soothing rhythm of his waters. Rivers that coursed through fertile land, weaving like silken threads of silver, murmured softly as they joined the expanse of the sea. Hills draped in the gentle folds of night held the promise of quiet dreams. In a small grove nestled upon the slopes, the trees stood quietly, their leaves shimmering with dewdrops. Each droplet, a tiny world unto itself, caught the moonlight and reflected a soft glisten. Beneath these ancient boughs, the grass lay lush and inviting, still adorned with the bright droplets of the storm's passing. Creatures of the night, stirring in their hidden nests, found comfort in the returning calm. Selene, the moon, drifted slowly across the sky, casting her gentle glow upon the hushed land. Her light caressed the surface of a tranquil lake, its waters now a tranquil mirror to the night. Silence enveloped the world, enveloping the lake's edge, where rushes whispered secrets to the night air. Far above, stars dotted the sky, countless in their quiet kinship. Each one, a beacon of distant worlds, watched over the land, casting a soft and steady light. Among them stood the great constellation of Taurus, its form a majestic guardian of those who slept beneath the heavens. The stars held their places with grace, serene and eternal. Within a valley cradled by the mountains, the gentle smoke from a lone hearth spiraled upwards, a silent thread trailing into the night. Within the small dwelling, light and warmth intertwined, and the wooden walls sheltered their dreams. The flames danced softly, painting the room with shadows that flickered gently as the embers glowed. Outside, the earth lay still, having found balance once more. The quiet creatures emerged from their burrows and dens, their eyes gleaming softly as they ventured forth. Owls with wings spread wide floated silently through the night, their feathers ruffled by the cool breeze that carried the scent of damp earth. In the quietude, Gaia, the ancient embodiment of the earth, felt the gentle pulse of life returning to its roots. Her vast form cradled the elements in a nurturing embrace. Roots delved deeply, drawing sustenance from the rich soil, while flowers closed their petals tenderly against the night, dreaming of the sun. The world rested in the pause that followed the storm's retreat. Rivers, mountains, and forests settled in their eternal patterns, content in their purpose. Water flowed over stones smoothed by the ages, their surfaces worn by countless years, while the night held sway over the mountains and valleys below. A gentle mist began to form, rising and spreading like a silken veil across the lowlands. It curled around the bases of ancient trees, weaving through the grasses with delicate fingers. Its presence softened the edges of the world, lending an air of magic to the slumbering woods. Echoes of the storm lingered briefly, distant memories in the lands they had departed. Clouds, now gentle and far-flung, stretched like gauzy wisps across the sky. They watched over the earth without hurry or purpose, mere remnants of the tempests that once roiled through the heaven. In the meadow beyond the grove, flowers lay closed in repose, their vibrant faces hidden beneath tender layers of petals. Each bloom, kissed by moonlight, held the promise of tomorrow's warmth. Creatures scuttled quietly through the grass, their movements soft beneath the star-flecked sky. The air, calm and unburdened, drifted lazily over the landscape. Each breeze carried with it the scents of floral blooms and woody barks, mingling together in a gentle symphony of nature. As night spread over the valley, a chorus of frogs began to sing, harmonizing with the distant call of a lone nightingale. The sky unfolded in an endless dome above, deepening into a rich indigo. Stars flickered like the smallest of fires, igniting the heavens with their dance. Celestial bodies traced their paths with graceful precision, leaving trails of light in their wake. The heavens turned slowly and steadily, a wheel of time set in eternal motion. Deep within the forest, a river rambled along its ancient path, a constant companion to the trees that stretched tall and silent. Its waters sang a song of ages, whispering tales of forgotten times and distant land. Stones, rounded and smooth, basked in the moonlight, their surfaces cooled by the night air. From the shadows of the grove emerged a gentle deer, its soft eyes scanning the clearing. With cautious steps, it moved toward the water's edge, its reflection shimmering in the quiet depths. Pausing for a moment, it drank from the stillness, before retreating once more into the cover of the forest. In the heart of the night, sleep's gentle hand drew across the land. Restless souls found comfort beneath the skies, and dreams took flight on silken wings. All around, life was lulled into a sweet, serene compassion by nature's whispered lullaby. The earth cradled its inhabitants, sheltering them within its embrace. As night deepened, the air grew still, imbued with the promise of dawn. The shadows grew longer, stretching like the fingers of time itself. Yet, even within the blanket of darkness, an unspoken tranquility prevailed. Nature, in her boundless wisdom, had brought all things to rest. The mountains stood as silent sentinels against the horizon, their peaks outlined softly against the starlit sky. In their shadowed folds lay valleys filled with dreams. From the high cliffs, a cascade tumbled downward, its waters catching the shimmer of moonlight, casting rainbows upon the rock. Near the quiet forest, a gentle wind began to stir. It moved through the trees with a hushed murmur, whispering secrets only the leaves could hear. Overhead, the branches swayed in a gentle dance, their movement casting playful shadows upon the moonlit ground. In the quiet distance, a faint echo of thunder rolled across the hills, disappearing into the vastness of the night. It served as a reminder of nature's power, yet it disturbed not the deep peace now holding sway. The world turned toward new beginnings as the calm after the storm held sway. The earth breathed in a gentle rhythm, a symphony of life and renewal that touched every corner of the land. It sang softly of eternity, of paths woven through time's tapestry. Under the watchful stars, between the artistry of night and the promise of dawn, harmony reigned, hidden in the folds of nature. The storm had given way to peace. The infinite sky, vast and tender in its embrace, watched over the world that lay quiet below. Stars blinked in their endless cycle, like eyes keeping vigil over a sleeping land. Along the meadow's edge, the soft hum of crickets blended with the night's lullaby. Each note settled gently like a dusting of stars across the landscape, a melody unbroken by the passage of time and tide. The world lay nestled in an embrace of stars, its dreams woven seamlessly with the vastness of the cosmos. The calm after the storm lingered gently, an echo of serenity that wrapped the world in its quiet song. Everywhere, grace descended like morning dew, delicate and nourishing. Beneath the watchful moon, ancient and aloof, the world turned slowly toward dawn's gentle touch. Though hidden by the shadows of night, a new day waited at the horizon's edge.